Helicopters are being restricted around Washington's Reagan National Airport.
The FAA is significantly limiting helicopter traffic in the immediate vicinity of the airport, according to an official who briefed the Associated Press. Concerns about congestion in the airspace have been raised since the midair collision of an Army Black Hawk helicopter and American Airlines passenger jet that killed 67 people. President Trump, in a social media post, says the Army chopper was flying too high, far above the 200-foot limit at the time of the crash. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth says the helicopter's 3-soldier crew was conducting a required nighttime training flight.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. The plane's flight recorders were found and are being analyzed. Search crews in the Potomac River recovering 41 bodies so far. The jet had 4 crew members.
Others, figure skaters and their family members who had just attended the National Figure Skating Championship and Development Camp in Wichita, Kansas. Others were returning from family, business, or school trips. And 2 of the people here were Army soldiers piloting that Black Hawk helicopter. The Skating Club of Boston spoke out about their young skaters and coaches who perished, including Spencer Lane. Sisters Everly and Lydia Livingston were from another skate club. Both of them and their parents died.
Fox's CB Cotton. Several friends on the plane were returning from a hunting trip in Kansas. Fox News confirming an ultimatum from the Trump administration to senior FBI officials, telling them to resign or be fired. The exact number not known, and the FBI isn't commenting. This follows dismissal of multiple Justice Department officials who worked on Trump investigations, part of a broader government shakeup that Democrats in Congress are criticizing as chaotic and dangerous. America is listening to Fox News.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks VapoStick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick. And it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks VapoStick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And when you need more comfort for yourself, try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks vapors. Use as directed. VapoStick for use ages 4 and up. Vapo Shower Max use for adults only.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Weather.
Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
A mix of clouds and sunshine. Still a chance of a couple of scattered showers, maybe a rumble of thunder, but a lot of time will be rain-free. 53 for the high. Tonight, some clouds, 33. Saturday, opening up the new month, partly sunny and 53. Sunday, Groundhog Day, partly sunny, 64 Sunday afternoon. Sunday is also the midway point of winter. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Man, I remember the day, like a lot of my customers, going to school. When I went to school, I had to walk uphill, and it was 25 below zero and 14 inches of snow an hour. And then when the time I got out of school, the terrain changed, and I still had to walk uphill to get home. Remember those days? Crazy. This is extreme weather temperatures. Most people's furnaces can break. If your furnace breaks, give me a call. It's common. It's normal. It's going to happen. It has nothing to do with global warming or anything. It's just these are extreme temperatures. If we can't repair it the same day or it doesn't make sense, I'll give you a really good price on a furnace that gives you heat without the ball face lies that you're going to get more heat and it's going to save you money. So if you want common sense, call me, Bart Inman, 314-293-2600 or bartinman.com, and that is Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com. God bless.
Do you want to kickstart planning for your retirement this year? Well, I know a quick and easy way to do it. It's a 3-hour adult education class called Retirement Planning 101. Kind of like getting the Cliff Notes on how you could make your money go a lot further in retirement. Hey guys, it's Dave Glover from KMOX. It's never too early. It's never too late to get control over your finances and your financial future. You can do it with a one-night class taught by a fiduciary advisor from Financial and Tax Architects with decades of financial planning experience. They're held at colleges and libraries branches throughout St. Louis. You're going to learn about tax saving strategies, IRA and 401k withdrawals, Roth conversions, Social Security, and more. There's no cost. All you have to do is bring 3 canned goods for the St. Louis Crisis Nursery. There's still openings for this month's classes and next. So call 314-350-8110. 314-350-8110. That's my personal Dave Glover KMOX number, 314-350-8110 for financial and tax architects.
You've been listening to the very popular Wellness One for many years, Saturdays and Sundays on 97.1 FM Talk. We're happy to share that we've expanded the show to 4 times a week. Yes, 4 times every weekend. Saturday at 10 a.m., Saturday at 8 p.m., Sunday at 9 a.m., and Sunday at 2 p.m. It's the same great show designed to cut through the nonsense and provide you a common sense, science-based strategy for a healthy life. So join TJ and Aaron for Wellness One. Now 4 times a week on 97.1 FM Talk.
Hair Volume is the best-selling hair tablet in the world and one of many award-winning natural hair products from New Nordic. Purchase at newnordicusa.com or CVS. That's newnordicusa.com.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Some of the participants in today's roundtable include governors from Texas, Louisiana, Tennessee, Virginia, and Arkansas. Arkansas Governor Sarah Sanders is in focus now. Well, first of all, welcome. And I want to know how you were anticipating this would happen. Did you envision it would come by executive order?
You know, when it comes to working with President Trump, you don't always know how it's going to happen, but you know he's going to get the job done. Couldn't be more excited to be back here, have somebody in this building, in this White House, that believes in our country, is willing to fight for our country, and do what is necessary to shake things up and get some real transformational change brought about from coast to coast. And that's exactly what we've seen from Donald Trump since he stepped in just a few days ago.
Well, Arkansas seems to be doing a lot of things right, and it's interesting how close Arkansas is to us here. I don't know if would Arkansas consider themselves a southern state? They don't.
Oh, definitely.
They're not Midwest.
No, no,
For sure.
So Missouri is, I mean, southern Illinois feels like, I would say even further south than we are, feels southern.
Yes.
But where we are feels very Midwestern.
There are people in southern Illinois and probably southern Missouri that actually speak with a southern accent.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes, definitely. But Arkansas, that's the South.
Yeah.
They're doing things the right way in Arkansas, and I'm so impressed to see Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders leading the way. And it's really nice to see her go back to the White House today to talk about school choice, because Arkansas is a bellwether to the extent with which the school choice opportunity exists. You know, you can go state by state by state. It's a state issue right now. We're going to get a little bit more into that conversation she had, and Ryan's going to give us a little bit of an update on the executive order that Donald Trump signed and what's in it. What does it mean? As you know, this week, if you've listened at all this week, hopefully you're still listening this. Of course you are, because you can hear me saying this right now. It is time to complete our scholarship, and I'm very excited to share that we are over $11,000.
Whoa, that's a surprise.
Yeah, it continued. The website, if you go to Lisa with an E, lesastl.org/Annie, they have to update this little thermometer there manually, and they are pleasantly very busy at trying to update this thing every time donations come in.
Especially from noon to 3.
Yeah, yes, for sure. So that gives us a goal, or says that we've raised $11,060, but we just got another donation in, and we're up to $11,163. So we are 3,837 people from our goal. We've had and they're very excited about the amount of donors, the small donors, the people who are like, I'm going to throw $25 this way, maybe $50. A lot of people have been giving $100. We've had several people donate $1,000. At least one person. There are several $500 donations as well. But we have a little bit, I don't know if it's a wager with each other. It's more with you as a listener. Yesterday, we concluded through much bullying by Ethan and Brad.
Yeah.
That we would establish, if we can hit our $15,000 goal today for the Lutheran Elementary School Association scholarship. If we raise $15,000, they have a match ready with an additional $10,000, and we can create an endowment which will continue to bless local kids and their ability to choose a Lutheran education. It's a really wonderful opportunity. It's School Choice Week. It's also National Lutheran Schools Week. If you go onto the website at lesastl.org/Annie and you make a donation, you can leave a comment. They're sending me the comments that are left with it. I'll give you a shout out. But we're trying to get to $15,000 before the end of the show. It's a tall order.
So
we made this wager that I'm about to say here with the understanding that this was a pretty steep climb.
Yeah, and ultimately, when you're talking about it, I was a little nervous that at this point on Friday we would not be within striking distance.
We're right there,
and we are.
Yeah.
We're within striking distance of actually making that. The wager is looking more possible than I thought it would. But you know what's cool is, as you're saying that we're 3,800 and some change away from being at 15, but ultimately we're 3,800 away from being at $25,000 because of the match.
Yep, which is incredible. So the wager is, I said if we got to $15,000, I would allow Ryan to trim an inch off of my hair. And there is one other caveat to that. The people have to speak. Democratic process completely. Our YouTube live chat poll for today is, if we meet our goal, should I let Ryan trim my hair?
And the inch, she said this yesterday.
No, I didn't. Whatever you're about to say is an absolute abject lie.
No, you really did say this
didn't.
yesterday. You said that the inch has to be the bottom of the hair.
Okay, that's true.
Because I was suggesting maybe right near the scalp I could do that inch.
Yeah, that's no. There's like contractual fine print a mile long on this, but I'm going to provide the trimming scissors an inch off the bottom of my hair, and Ryan is going to shave his beard. I don't know if I've ever seen you beardless.
You probably haven't. I don't know that I've seen me beardless in maybe a decade.
How long will it take you to grow that back if you have to shave it?
Week and a half.
Ryan's like an hour.
Yeah. It'll grow back. No, you've seen me with a light beard before, because right now it's pretty heavy.
Yeah.
But
it's going to be a stark difference if you take it off.
It will be, and I'll leave the mustache, I think, just for fun.
Yeah, I told him he could take some liberties with mustache.
Maybe, yeah, just for a day, I'll leave like a crazy mustache, and then I'll just get rid of the whole thing and start regrowing it. But nobody's seen that, including me.
Well, the way you can donate, and small donations will absolutely count today. That's how we're going to get across the finish line if we are to make it. Like I said, we know it's a steep climb, but we're willing to try, and we hope you'll try with us. It's incredibly simple to donate online. If you've got $20 to spare on payday Friday here, we would be so grateful to make this community of people helping these kids access this Lutheran education even bigger. LESA, that's Lisa, LESA.STL.org/Annie, and you'll go right there, and I will get updates from Amy and Libby at Lisa throughout the course of the show to tell us how we're doing.
Amy and Libby at Lisa.
Yeah.
It kind of rolls off the tongue.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk a little bit about this, since it is school choice, and this is going to be a huge impact for our education system in a ripple effect kind of ways. I certainly am the most interested in, and I think I put my money where my mouth is on this, making sure that families have the ability to choose where their children are educated, and that their tax dollars that they are paying should help educate their own children. I don't really think that's a wild suggestion. Sarah Sanders was saying more with Harris
These
Faulkner
numbers
today.
I want to run by you, and I know you know them well. 40% of fourth graders in our nation read below a basic level. 33% of eighth graders reading below a basic level. So with all of those years in between them, they're not learning much more. I mean, we're not succeeding with our children.
You know, we've seen a significant decline. In fact, if you look at some of the test scores that were released in the last couple of days, often referred to as the nation's report card, for the first time in 2 decades, we've seen a decline in student test scores. I think there are several things that are at play. I think one, unrestricted access to smartphones and social media has had a tremendous impact on our students, and certainly our youngest students. And one of the reasons that we have been talking about and trying to raise awareness on that. One of the other things is, we know, I'm a mom. I have 3 kids, and they all 3 learn differently. I know that they each need different things in order to be successful. So trying to shove some one-size-fits-all model down everybody's throat is never going to work. That's why you're seeing so many states around the country start to open up parental choice, universal school choice. We saw it get passed in Tennessee yesterday. It's something we did in the first few months of my administration. When Donald Trump took office, there wasn't a single state in the country that had school choice. Now there are more than a dozen and growing by the day, because he's empowering states and empowering parents to take control of their kids' education again.
It's been good to see states take up the mantle and really work this out. Maybe try some things that didn't work great in order to get to a successful way to provide educational choice for parents. And she says it right there. It's important to understand that kids do learn differently, and I cannot come up with a good argument. And this is how I process things in my head. I argue with myself like a crazy person, because I want to try to prove my points wrong with some sort of logic that makes my argument better. But I don't understand how, if I believe that the best foundation, educational foundation for my child might be, maybe it's at a local Lutheran school because your public school is failing. Maybe you're not Lutheran. Maybe you're passively Christmas and Easter Christian, and your parents were Christian, so you go to church with them on the holidays. But you know that the education they're going to get at that Lutheran school is going to far surpass what is happening at your failing public school. You're paying an enormous amount of money in property taxes, but you don't get to benefit from those. Why is it that those people get to choose where your child has to go? So Donald Trump has signed an executive order on this. Ryan, can you tell us a little bit about the language or the purpose of what Trump has done so far?
Yeah, President Trump signed an executive order on Wednesday directing federal agencies to find ways to prioritize school choice programs, which often use taxpayer money to help parents enroll their kids in non-public schools. This is from USA Today, so that you're going to get a little bit of a skew here, but I think the facts are the facts. The order instructs the Federal Education Department to favor school choice programs when awarding discretionary grants. It also mandates that the Education Department and the Department of Health and Human Services issue guidance on how states can use certain grants to encourage families to pursue education alternatives. One more fact about this: it requires the Interior Secretary, so it's not just one department. It requires multiple departments here, the Interior Secretary, to find ways to use federal money to help families with children in the Bureau of Indian Education schools to enroll elsewhere. That's a very specific point in the executive order.
Let's listen to a little bit more here from Harris Faulkner and Sarah Sanders. Governor
I want to go back to what the governor was just mentioning, because we have a map. 12 states with universal school choice: Montana, Iowa, Indiana, Ohio, West Virginia, Arizona, Utah, Arkansas, as you just heard from Governor Sanders, North Carolina, Oklahoma, Alabama, all have at least one private school choice program that's universally accessible to K through 12 students in that particular state. So states on their own, like yours, have had to ignite this necessarily.
Unfortunately, it has been left to the states, but that's not the case anymore. We saw President Trump sign an executive order. He's convened people from all over the country here at the White House today. We now have somebody who is going to champion American families and do so by empowering parents to make the best decision possible about where and how they can be educated. Republican governors have had to have that fight on their own for the last 4 years. We no longer have to do that by ourselves. We have somebody in the White House that not only is going to fight by us, but is going to lead the charge and help make sure we get the job done. And the best and most important beneficiaries are going to be students and kids across the country.
Yes, we need to see this happen on a broader level. And I will be so curious if Donald Trump, and he needs to be able to do it early in his administration. He needs to be able to implement the opportunity for families to be connected to the tax dollars that those families pay. I'm not talking about you love public education and you don't want to see any of your tax dollars go to some Christian parochial school that's not public. Okay. But what about my tax dollars? Why do you get to make demands on your tax dollars, but I don't get to make demands on mine that I want to follow my children? I can't think of an American argument against that case. If Donald Trump is able to implement something that doesn't have an entire obstacle course connected to the ability to allow parents to choose where their tax dollars go in connection with their own children. And I would even say this, I think grandparents should be able to determine that as well. If you are able to do that early, by the end of those 4 years, we will have numbers that potentially reflect the shift out of the public school system into a parochial or a private or a charter or a homeschool situation, and where learning is. We'll be able to see if there's any correlation.
I just want to read a quote from Trump here, and this is from his campaigning on this issue. He says he wants to send, quote, their children, as in the American public's children, to the public, private, or religious school that best suits their needs, their goals, and their values, unquote. Now, the amazing thing about that is that we're not just talking about if you have a kid that you want out of the private school and you want to put him in a Christian school. Let's say you have a very artistic child and you want to put him in a Montessori school. It's whatever suits your child the best, that's what would be able to be attained here.
And if you are actually investing in an educated public, that's what you would want. All right, we're going to take a quick break because Dana Perino is going to join us next.
All right.
She's my favorite.
This will be great.
We've had her on the show, I think, one other time, and I don't really get nervous to interview people. I'm already stuttering. I love her, love her, love her. Like, mentorship, if people were to say, like, who do you look to in media? My numero uno is Dana Perino. Before we get to Dana, let's give you an updated number. I said we were at, what, 11,163? We are now at 11,826.
All right.
So we are $174 this break away from crossing the $12,000 mark. And I want to give a couple shout outs here. Cheryl Earhard says, we have always supported Lutheran education. Our family has 3 generations of Lutheran school attendees, thanks to all those teachers who touched lives. I can absolutely agree with that. And Roger and Millie Ernst, thank you so much for your donation. They want to give a special shout out to St. Paul Lutheran School in Hamel, Illinois. This is the church where I was baptized in 1984. St. Paul Lutheran School in Hamel, Illinois is a great Lutheran school for your child. Check it out. They are wonderfully growing over at St. Paul Lutheran School in Hamel. Go give them a look if you're looking for, I think it's a classical education there. It's really awesome. And Roger and Millie, thank you so much for your generous donation. Let's talk to Dana Perino next.
Mountain Mama, take me home, country roads, country roads, take me home to the place I belong.
The Retirement Advisory Group had a wonderful evening last night. A little shout out to Keith, who last night said he was a Baptist pastor. He is a Baptist pastor, and he handed me some cash. He said, I know it's not much, but I want to give to this educational scholarship you're doing. And it was straight from the heart, and it was such a really great connection. That's just kind of an aside to the Retirement Advisory Group seminar that we had last night. Packed room. Thank you to everybody who came out. But I want to tell you right now, if you missed that event, you can still connect with Bob and Tammy Kershaw and Thomas Helbig at the Retirement Advisory Group at 314-993-9494. You are ready to get this free sit-down conversation. They like to call it a no-cost, no obligation retirement review. When you get to be 59 and a half or older, you get you get a new bag of tricks of what you can do to make sure your retirement is heading in the right direction. And what the Retirement Advisory Group likes to talk to you about is a worry-free retirement. The market goes up, the market goes down. You need to stay steady, and they will present you the way to do that. And they sit down and talk to you for no cost to you. So what do you have to lose? Think about that. 314-993-9494. That's 314-993-9494, retirementkey.com.
One of the things with running is I want to enjoy the run, but I never made it very far because the arches on my feet just killed me. So when I got to the end of my rope and I said I have to do something to get rid of the pain, and a couple people recommended the Good Feet store to me. I loved how I could go in and get a free personalized arch support fitting. They put that time, that work, that effort into helping you find the right arch supports. And you can walk around this store with these in your shoes and try them out before you purchase them. So after I got my arch supports, the arches on my feet stopped hurting and the pain instantly, literally instantly went away. So if you have pain, go. Find a Good Feet store and go. There is an answer. Find the simple solution that will get rid of your pain. I'm Rondi, and that's my Good Feet story.
See how Good Feet arch supports work for you before you buy with a free fitting and test walk at the Good Feet store.
Visit one of our 2 locations, Creve Coeur and Shiloh, Illinois, and at goodfeet.com.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Level up the comfort of your home this winter with either free attic insulation or an air scrubber with a new HVAC system installation from Air Comfort Service. For details and a free estimate, visit aircomfortservice.com.
97.1 FM Talk presents Talk in Action, where we shine a spotlight on local charities making a difference in our community. Join us as we give back and connect neighbors in need. Visit 971talk.com/talkinaction to learn more.
This is the Annie Frey Show. The Annie Frey Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
What President Trump has promised to the American people is more choice for parents and a better chance for success for the kids. We don't need to be teaching a critical race theory. We need to be teaching academics. We need to talk about math, science, reading. We need to get to STEM and STEAM, including accounting and arts. Under President Biden, it's pathetic. He spends more time on the adults in education than he did on the kids. President Trump will turn that dial, and we'll see more time on kids than we do on the adults in the system.
Senator Tim Scott speaking to President Trump's efforts, these recent efforts that we were just reporting on his executive orders to find us a way to get school choice so that kids can learn. Of course, the parents, they understand what's best for these children. Let's empower those parents to access their own tax dollars in some way, shape, or form to get these test scores up and to make a brighter future for our country. I want to get to our guest straight away here. Dana Perino joins us, the co-anchor for America's Newsroom, co-host of The Five, and host of Perino on Politics, a podcast you must check out. Dana, it is an honor to have you on the show. Thanks for being with us today.
Honored to be here. Thank you.
So it's School Choice Week. It's National School Choice Week. I heard you reporting a little bit earlier on test scores. There's not really a lot of numbers advocating that what we're doing right now is getting our children educated in a way that gives us a brighter future for America.
Well, thank you for giving me a chance to talk about it. I think this is the actual national emergency of our time. And, well, we can get into, what can be done about it. But what has happened is that test scores for reading and math have gone down precipitously for a long time, and there's rarely any bright spots. And the report card that came in for the country this week shows that only 33% of our children are reading at grade level. Math scores were not as bad in terms of going down, but the reading scores are terrible. And it's for the youngest kids and it's for the 8th graders. And it's really, it cuts across all races and ethnicities in rural and urban areas. And I will tell you, Annie, actually there was one bright spot, and that was in Louisiana. Some of the youngsters there are doing better in reading. And what they have done in the last 5 years is return to basics and the science of reading and the phonics of reading. This country took a terrible turn many years ago, about 25 years ago or so, 20 years ago, to start teaching new way of reading. It did not work. And we are not setting them up for success. If you don't know how to read, your chances of actually spending time in jail in your life are really high.
Wow.
So we have national security concerns, we have economic growth concerns, and the fact that we are just robbing them of a lifetime of enjoyment and employment.
Yeah. I look at the future and think, okay, if we're trying to invest in fortifying the system as it is, who really benefits from that? And it doesn't seem as though the focus is really ever around those children. The status quo of the system right now, who's benefiting the most if we don't change anything and we keep it the way it is?
Well, really nobody. And I don't think that I think that teachers are amazing people. I think teachers' unions are a terrible, terrible scourge, and they are holding on to power for reasons I can understand from their point of view why they try to do this. And I do think that parental involvement is important and all of those things. However, for example, in Michigan this week, it was reported that a teacher would have to be found to be drunk 5 times before they got fired. 5 times.
5.
And it's just bizarre to me. Like, how are we accepting this behavior? And to be honest, one of the things I believe that the Democrats could do to jolt themselves out of the malaise that they find themselves in, self-imposed, they do this to themselves. But if there was a brave Democrat to come out and say, we are going to have a rethink on the thing that is most important for our children, and that is their education, and to push back against the teachers' unions and demand more accountability, then I think that they might find a willing audience, and they might find willing partners on the other side of the aisle, too.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Dana Perino joining us right now, co-host of The Five, co-anchor of America's Newsroom on Fox News. I think about Donald Trump and the breadth of things that he has been able to do in such a short amount of time, but sometimes the system needs a wrecking ball, and it feels like what education doesn't have right now is a marketplace. That makes a lot of people nervous to talk about a marketplace for children, but I feel like competition, if the public school system had to compete against something, and that's where school choice comes in, that maybe they would be pressed to work to find more solutions. Do you think Donald Trump can make a strong move regarding school choice and do so quickly?
It's interesting because sometimes these movements come from the bottom up or from the top down. And in this case, it's sort of like coming from both at the same time over a period of, how long have I been in government? Since 1995. Oh, I'm not in government anymore, but since, I started in government and following it. So that's a long time to look at this experiment. If I go back even further to when I was a kid growing up in Denver, when I was at the end of the 3rd grade year, Denver Public Schools decided that it would be the first in the nation to try busing in order to integrate the schools. And so starting in 4th grade, instead of walking to my local elementary school, I had to be bused about 18 miles to another school and to a different neighborhood and a different situation. I was one of only 3 white children there. Nobody was prepared for how all of this was going to go. And after 2 years of trying to make it work, my parents decided to leave. And one of the choices was, at that time, it was either my parents had to find additional private tuition money for me to be able to go to, actually it was a Lutheran school in Denver, or they could try to move out to the suburbs. Actually, it was quite a rural area at the time. It's a suburb now, called Parker, Colorado. And that the option that they chose was to move out west. And they'd grown up in Wyoming, so being in a rural area was quite appealing to them. But I got there, and there was no diversity in the schools at all. And there wasn't a choice, right? They couldn't take their taxpayer dollars in Denver and allow me to utilize that someplace else. So over time, that has changed. And the other thing that's happened, though, at the same time that there are many parents asking for school choice and different options and looking at the different ways that you could educate children, we have a huge problem in the schools that one of the reasons kids can't read and write is because they're not going to school. Chronic absenteeism is at an all-time high. It's only come down a little bit since COVID. But the chronic absenteeism of teachers is at an all-time high, too. So I think that if you are a business person like Donald Trump and you're looking at this, you're thinking, why are we doing it this way? Isn't there a better way to get to a more efficient outcome with better profits? Profits in this case meaning better outcomes in terms of education. And I think the answer is undeniably yes. Or if it's not, then what's the worst that can happen?
Yes, that's such a great perspective on the system and really over decades and how the system has not progressed in a way that really benefits the education of the child. It kind of perpetuates itself. Dana Perino, we're really grateful for your time, and I don't want to keep you too long here. You mentioned that you had the opportunity to go to a Lutheran school, and we're doing a scholarship drive. We're trying to establish an Annie Frey Show scholarship. We're about 75% to our $15,000 goal here.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you. I want to ask you about your thoughts on, charter schools, homeschools, Lutheran schools, certainly Catholic schools, those alternative options that are out there for families who may want to choose and make those sacrifices that it takes to get into something as an alternative.
I think there's a lot of great things about alternatives like charter schools, but I also think there's something very special about a faith-based school. And I utilize and rely on my faith quite a bit. I did not have a chance to go to that kind of a school. I went to a public school, but we were very active in our Lutheran church when I was growing up in Denver and Parker, and then I continued that when I worked on Capitol Hill. I went to Lutheran Church of the Reformation, which is just a block or two from the Supreme Court, and I really found companionship and friendship and a way to be grounded in my life. And so I think that when you look across all of the different things that you could donate money to me, education is the thing that will pay off the most.
Yeah, I think that's wonderful. And I'll just say, as a viewer, somebody who's watched your career, and I've been in media, I graduated from my communications, I got my communications degree in 2006, that it has been, there's a light about you, Dana, and a kindness, and there's something, a brightness about you that is inspiring. And I really am grateful for your words today on this particular issue that's very close to me personally. And I thank you for your time.
Well, I'm honored to be on your show, and thank you for the kind words.
Well, I hope you'll come back. We appreciate you, Dana.
Thank you so much. Have a great weekend.
You as well. Bye-bye. Dana Perino, I seriously, in all, not trying to be like sappy or whatever, if you've listened to the show, you don't really hear me talk about guests this way. We have a lot of good friendships with people who come on frequently. Joe Concha is one that comes to mind very quickly. Hans and Tyrus and a lot of those folks that hit the Gutfeld show. Dana doesn't come on a lot, but her schedule doesn't really match up as conveniently with ours because she has a very long morning and she's just getting off. But there's something about Dana has a level of grace and kindness without having to sacrifice being incredibly intelligent and to the point. And I've always appreciated that about her, and I was very excited, Brad, that you got her on the show today, so thank you.
Fox News knows that, too. You can see that she gets a lot of really good slots, and they trust her with a lot. You can tell.
Next time we do an Ask Me Anything and someone says, what's your favorite interview you've ever done? That was it.
Really?
Yeah. For sure.
More than Lou Holtz.
That was my husband's favorite interview that I ever did. And the whole time I was interviewing Lou Holtz, which we've done twice, all I could think about is how happy my husband was going to be to see us on the screen together, because the Lou Holtz interview was a video one, so you get to see Lou Holtz there, and my favorite line from Lou Holtz is, "We're Notre Dame and they ain't." Now, okay, Buckeyes, I get it, but that was very cool to be able to do that because my husband's affinity for Notre Dame and Notre Dame history and football and everything. But Dana Perino is my Lou Holtz. Has she ever heard that before? I don't know. Don't tell her I said it.
I'm going to send that to her.
You know, a little editorial here, but it's tougher to interview people who do what you do because they know how you do it and how to do it well and how not to do it well. Because if you interview somebody random who's like a comedian or something, they don't do radio. They're professionals, but they don't do what we do.
In fact, it's really hard to interview comedians.
That's true, too. I mean, I was going to say that. But
comedians, from the time they start talking to the time they're done talking, they're doing something.
They're either doing a bit or they're trying to work to
they're getting
something.
It's like talking to you.
And you're trying, yeah, exactly. So it's tough. But it keeps you sharp. And that's kind of where I was going with it. No, that's not at all where I was going with this. But it's tougher to interview somebody who is in your profession. It's just like doctors don't want to go see doctors because they don't want to sit there and criticize or be a part of the process. I had that same thing. I'm not nervous to interview like random Don McLean from American Pie. These people that I'm like, wow, these people are legends, you know? But then I interviewed Dennis Prager once and I couldn't get words out. I was like, I'm like, you're better at this than I am, so I'm just going to flub it. Why don't you take over,
we
sir?
talk to Harris Faulkner pretty regularly on the show now. When we reach out to book her, we're able to book her. Maybe sometimes it's in a couple weeks, maybe sometimes it's right away. I just really love being able to talk to very strong but graceful and kind women. And I really believe that Fox News has that in spades. And Dana has always been, I didn't know. I read her book. She might have two books. Well, I think she definitely has two books, but there's one book that she basically wrote as advice to young women. And I love every bit of it. I just feel like she's like such a great mentor, and you can just see it on her when you watch her. There are a lot of ways to do what we do in this industry, and we certainly on this show, as a whole show, have chosen a path that might look a little bit different than how other people have the opportunity to interview people. I cannot stand, if I'm tuning into something in an interview talk setting, when you have an interviewer who has an expert guest on, or maybe it's just a friendly guest, whatever, and they spend minutes answering the question that they're about to ask, and then asking the expert who's sitting there, who's giving you their time, and then they basically ask that person if they agree.
Yeah.
If I were, and the thing about it is, like, Dana, Harris Faulkner, we've had Brett Baer on the show before. We've had a lot of people that are very high profile from Fox News come on. They are the top tier interviewers. My job as a host is to shut my mouth and let them speak. But like a Dana Perino, if you get a little fangirly about it, which I could, you want to make a good impression, but that then makes it about me. It's not about you as a listener. My job is to connect you to Dana Perino, and I got to get out of the way. And that's something that I don't think a lot of people in the industry know well. It's something that I've had to learn, and I grew up in a household with a father who was spent 30 years in radio and had no problem being like, Annie, stop talking. Don't do this, do this, do this. And I credit him so much for making me the broadcaster I am today, if I'm any good at least. I blame you for the bad parts, though.
Now I'm nervous because this weekend I'm going to interview somebody from the federal aviation community.
Are you?
No, but it's a pretty good setup for a joke. And so what I was going to do was I was just going to tell him my experience with riding on planes for like 3-4 minutes.
That is exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
It's Chris Farley. It's Chris Farley sitting there. That was great.
You ever ridden the exit row? Let me tell you about one time that I did. Yeah, 3-4 minutes later, I'm like, anyway, back to the news.
Remember that one time?
Yeah.
That was awesome. It is. And you'll hear it. It's more often than not that people who aren't at the top tier spend a lot of time trying to impress. It's like, just be quiet. Your job's actually way easier than that. Just ask a question and step aside. Ron says, if you say, may the force be with you to a Lutheran, they will always reply, do you know, Brad? That's a no.
No.
You're Baptist.
I
Okay.
do.
Yeah.
Do you?
And also with you.
Amen.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Luther side of things.
Thank you very much.
You're a Star Wars guy and a Baptist, so you didn't get to unlock the secret door,
No.
but you get to come
Catholics
in.
say
Thank you.
that too, though.
Probably. Lutherans are Catholics without the guilt. I don't know if that's going to make our numbers go up or down. Just kidding. We've brought the Catholics and the Lutherans together in this scholarship. All right. I don't know if we're getting any. If you like the Dana Perino interview, can you give us $10 and we'll get us closer and closer to that goal of $15,000? Should we reach $15,000, and we're talking like thousands of dollars that we need to raise in a couple hours, we are going to allow Ryan to trim my hair. And we're going to find out today how close Ryan is to understanding an inch. We're going to practice today, just in case we need to do it. The last update I had is that we are $174 away from crossing over the $12,000 mark. We might have done that yet. I don't have another update. Here's how you donate. If you can be a part of that $174 to get us across the 12,000 mark over this break, LESA, that stands for Lutheran Elementary School Association, LESA.stl.org/Annie. Wiggins America, be or not the be, next.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
aircomfortservice.com. Reach out to Air Comfort Service and make sure that your HVAC equipment is working exactly as it is supposed to. And those winter months, okay, it's a little bit warmer today than it has been here recently, but it's going to get cold again. And you know that with that very cold Midwest air, we get very, very dry, icky, just very uncomfortable to exist in. Talk to Air Comfort Service about a whole home humidifier. My kids, they get nosebleeds when the air gets super dry. You can get that dry, cracked, it's itchy skin. It's just miserable to deal with. You can put a whole home humidifier in with your HVAC system and solve that problem. Get rid of the static shocks. Get rid of the wood furniture cracking, the floors cracking when you walk on it. Saturate your home with that whole home humidifier and get on the other side of this uncomfortableness for you and your family. Reach out to them at 314-513-0091, 314-513-0091, and talk to them about a whole home humidifier can be implemented into your home to get to your comfort zone. It's Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. They're online at aircomfortservice.com.
Taxes was not knowing your full financial picture. Now Taxes is getting and maximizing your refund all in one place. Credit Karma, where a TurboTax expert can do your taxes for you. They'll get you the most money back, guaranteed. Then you can do more with all that money, all in Credit Karma. Now this is Taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. Get started today. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Experts only available with TurboTax Live.
I'm surprised that this poll is not lopsided, but it's not. Should Annie let Wiggins trim her hair if we meet our goal?
Look at the results.
No, but I keep seeing comments, and they're all over the place.
It's 51-49 right now.
Is it really?
Yeah. And
Wow.
we've got a few votes in there. So we got to meet $15,000, and I just need one more vote. And I'll tell you what right now, no's got 51%.
Wow. No kidding.
That's all I've been doing today is voting.
It's the YouTube live chat poll, making new accounts. Should Annie let Wiggins trim her hair if we meet our goal? And, of course, we are talking about the goal for lisastl.org/Annie, right? lisastl.org/Annie.
Yep, you got
Just
it.
making sure I got it right. Yes or no to that poll. Also, keep listening because we have one more pair of Jason Aldean tickets to give away today, and we
2 p.m.
will
hour?
tell you when to call during the 2 p.m. hour. 12:47. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
We at the Annie Frey Show are making a big push to make a Lutheran education more accessible for local St. Louis area kids. And I need your help by donating directly at lisastl.org/Annie. That's lisastl.org/Annie.
I'm feeling like a star, you can't stop my shine. I'm flying cloud nine, my head's in the sky. I'm solo, I'm riding solo.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show. Interact with Annie on Facebook. The Annie Frey Show.
And it feels so right. Oh, time to do the things I like. Going to the club, everything's alright. Oh, no one to answer to. No one is gonna argue. No, and since I got that hold off me, I'm living life now that I'm free. Yeah, told me get my.
Maybe we need to do a Zumba fundraiser for the Lutheran Education School Association.
Yeah, let's use this song because apparently there's a bunch of cuss words in it.
As long as you dress like that.
Okay.
It's America Day
Yeah,
on
it
the Annie
is.
Frey Show.
Yeah.
So you got to check us out and see what we're wearing here. You also need to let us know who wore it best. I might America a little harder in the 2 o'clock hour.
I was hoping. I thought maybe you dressed down a little bit because you were interviewing Dana Perino.
Huh?
Well, I thought maybe you weren't going to go full crazy Patriot
Face
stuff.
painted.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Dana, I love you.
Yeah, right.
Like, don't ever book that show again.
Can you imagine if she would have been a Zoom interview and you would have like dressed up super crazy?
I just like stance off the camera and mind my own business.
You dress up, look ridiculous, then stand off camera.
For her, yeah.
Like you could have avoided that somehow.
The YouTube live chat poll, should Annie let Wiggins trim her hair if we meet our goal? I don't have an update yet, but we were just about $170. Oh, boy.
Look at that. Laura says no to the vote.
Oh, boy.
Annie's doing a great fundraiser. Why should she be penalized?
What a dumb thing to say.
Oh, you really want it to happen then? do you?
Yeah, I want it to happen. More so for the sake of you getting your beard shaved than anything.
Do you know how hard we worked to bully Annie into this?
That's true. Yeah, when we right on the threshold.
I mean, it was
here.
like I didn't know it was coming, but once you started, I was like, yeah, we're all in on this.
I felt attacked.
I had a pretty neutral part, I feel
I don't
like, in
believe
this
that.
entire thing.
You know, Ethan, you're sneaky, and we all know it. You're Mr. Innocent. Like, oh, just 20. I don't even know what's gone in 60 seconds.
Let's seize up here with the accusations, shall we? What
I'm
I was
only
going
14.
to say is deep down inside, I was very hopeful that we are going to be able to make a deal happen.
Yeah, I know. You brokered it.
That's what I'm saying.
Wait, I went back and played that for my family last night because they didn't know about the haircutting thing.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't know if we get to $15,000 today, that was on the table. And my husband was like, look at Ethan getting it done. You
Yeah.
should be in sales.
It's just what I do.
I am
Get stuff done.
very conflicted to report that we just got another $1,000 donation.
Oh,
No way.
Here we go.
That's
Wait,
great.
Let's go.
I can't believe that.
That's great.
Wait,
I'm excited.
so do we know the number we're at right now?
I'm gonna get I'll get a total.
Okay.
I'm just go. I mean, this is what I want you to understand about this scholarship. There are and I'm not saying this in any way, shape, or form to push back against the other system that I'm going to talk about, but Catholic schools are funded by the Catholic Church. There is an apparatus. I don't know all the details, but there is a lot of money that goes into Catholic education. Lutheran schools do not have that. You pay your tuition, and organizations like the Lutheran Elementary School Association help make it more possible. And then with each different church that has a parochial school attached to it, they work out how they want to sustain their church. And a lot of times that can be up for debate. If they have a very blessed year, maybe something happens. If they need a little help, maybe something happens. Oh no, another $1,000?
Whoa,
Holy
we're getting
cow.
close.
They
That's
said, give me a
awesome.
minute to catch up on No, my gosh.
Ooh, I want to know what the total is now.
I am lightheaded.
Wait, so what was the number going into the day? Like, or going into the show, I should
This
say.
morning at 10:37, it was 11,060.
Holy moly.
And then right before the show, it was 11,163. So we got like $100 donation.
Okay.
And then by 12:18, it went up to 11,800. And now we have $2,000 additional to that.
So we're like, I mean, do just a little bit of math here, and we're just a little over $1,000 away potentially. Holy moly!
I think we got. Well, what just happened was
14,136.
That's less than a G.
Annie is off camera.
She's hiding.
She
Annie,
is hyperventilating.
You hiding isn't going to change these
Annie,
numbers.
Get out of the fetal position. It's not going to help anything.
How about this? How about this? If we hit the goal and people vote no in the poll, I'll just cut half of your hair.
Shush.
Or and if we're doing halvesies here, then you get half of your beard cut off.
Yep.
So only one side is gone.
Yep. And I'll turn one way and I'll sing Sonny's parts, and I'll turn the other side and I'll sing Cher's parts.
You're the weirdest person I know.
He would love every second of that, too.
Uh-huh. I'll put your little hand in mine. And then I'll cut her hair while I'm doing it.
Who sings lower?
I think that's Cher.
$864.
You know what, though? Here's
We're
a great
$864 away. I said by 3 people. Come on. It's going to happen by 1 o'clock.
Speaking of Cher, this is your chance to share with a child in our area through Lisa. LESA dot STL. Wait, not
No!
did I mess it up?
LisaSTL.org/Annie.
like Ethan was just saying. Look, Ethan's 14 years old. If he can remember it, you can.
Wait a second. Add a decade onto that, and then you got it.
I got to read a comment here.
Okay.
From Lawrence Bath in support of St. John the Baptist Gilda House family. Awesome. I really want to meet the goal. I'm willing to do it. I could still put my trust in the people of the Annie Frey Show on the poll.
Put your trust in the Lord.
Oh, it is. Did you not just see? I just got on my knees.
Yeah, you did. I think you're actually getting pretty nervous about this.
I am nervous. I'm not getting actually nervous. I am there. We are present in nervous.
When we passed 14,000. I think we all went, whoa, okay.
She's getting a little flushed.
Listen, there will be an emergency opening available if he absolutely just destroys
Did you
your
tell
hair.
your mom? Your mom's
I will text my mother right now.
Ethan Hannaford's mother is a just renowned hairdresser, and I'm gonna be knocking on her door.
Can I? Yes, you will. Because I think part of the deal should be that if we get to 15,000 deals on and the vote has to pass. If we go past it,
oh crap!
I get
yes
to wear.
Is winning now.
I get to, yeah. If we go past 15,000 though, I get to wear roller skates while cutting.
Oh.
Okay, one roller skate.
No.
But I have to stand on that leg.
Joe, there will not be bangs.
I've seen a lot of questions about that, and I was going to ask how you feel about bangs.
I told him he could trim an inch, and we need to practice what an inch is to this man sitting to my right.
Ryan?
Because I don't know.
Did you learn yesterday, last night?
No, I did not.
You didn't learn overnight?
I only, like I said yesterday, I only know metric.
Okay, we're going with the centimeter. We have
a kilometer.
2 hours to get there. We have, what did I say, $864 to go. And on the Annie Fry YouTube live chat poll, they have to vote yes if they want this to actually
the
happen.
stars
That
have
was
to
you
align.
can go back and listen to yesterday, and you can listen to the very official behavior of Ethan Hannaford.
People just
Brokering the
putting
deal.
in
what I do.
Emojis of scissors. You have to actually vote. You know, you can't just put a comment and said yeah. You have to vote.
Mike says, I say it's an additional inch for every $100 over the $15K.
I agree.
Absolutely not.
I agree.
Maybe that's when we go to the metric and we do a centimeter
No.
from that point on.
No.
So
No.
it's a compromise.
Get
Hold
on the Annie Fry YouTube channel right now and vote yes or no if you want this to happen. And we're going to need a little over $800 to do it. Why are you reaching for your wallet, Ryan? Put that back.
Oh,
Put it back.
It's going to happen now.
Put it back.
But we need to make more accounts and vote.
LisaSTL.org/Annie. What did we do? What have we done? Be or not the bee in the next segment. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Bob Kershaw with Retirement Advisory Group. Are you worried about market volatility? Are you concerned your money won't last you through retirement?
Hi, I'm Tammy Kershaw, and as a family-owned business, we are committed to protecting your retirement, whether you're nearing retirement or already retired. We have a lot of folks that aren't aware of all the new investment choices that are available, which give you growth and protection from losses at the same time. Are you aware of all the fees that you are currently paying? We can show you how to avoid those fees. So come in now for your free retirement review and get a second opinion on your retirement plan. And just for coming in, you'll get a copy of our latest edition book, Your Key to a Worry-Free Retirement. Let us show you how to retire with confidence.
We are proud to say we haven't lost a penny of our clients' money in 39 years, and we won't lose a penny of yours either. Let our family help your family. Call us now at 314-993-9494 or go online to retirementkey.com. That's retirementkey.com.
Hey, it's Mark Reardon, and Missouri sports fans, I've got some awesome news. Underdog is available to play in our state. Underdog, the best place to cash in on all your takes during the playoffs. Which players are going off? Which ones are ice cold? And this is so much fun. With the Champs game, you can win up to 1,000 times your money by choosing higher or lower on the stats line. So how many yards, touchdowns, interceptions, goals. And Underdog is the only Champs platform that really does put the power to cash out in your hands. So you can either ride with your entry or tap the Win Now button. With the double flex option, you can take 2 L's and turn those into a W. So you got great options with Underdog. Underdog is the best place to play. Sign up and deposit now with promo code MARKR, M-A-R-K-R, to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. And if you're in Missouri, you'll get an additional $50 in bonus cash when you play your first $5 entry. That's promo code MARKR. Must be 18 plus and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. $10 deposit minimum. See UnderdogFantasy.com for terms and conditions. Concerned with your play? Call 800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
To have a roof over your head, a nice roof over your head, is very important. That's Rick talking about his experience with Rhino Shield ceramic coating.
We got Rhino Shield 18 years ago, and they're very cooperative on getting us the right paint. They were in and out and done in no time. Once it was finished, looked great. We were very happy with it.
The main reason Rick called Rhino Shield is because it's backed by a 25-year transferable warranty.
We've watched a lot of people get their house painted 3 or 4 times, and we haven't had to do any of it. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to have to paint it every 5-7 years.
Take a tip from Rick and put down the paintbrush and call Rhino Shield for your free evaluation. 877-25-RHINO. 877-25-RHINO. Or visit 877-25rhino.com.
We got Rhino Shield 18 years ago. Financially makes sense, especially if it's going to last like this did. Still looks great.
Call now. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com.
Don't paint, don't Rhino, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
KFTK FM Florissant from the Kaufman Townsley St. Louis's Injury Lawyers Studio. Call 314-500-5000.
That's 314-500-5000.
All on the free Odyssey app.
The tariffs are coming. Elisa Brady, Fox News. The White House just reaffirming President Trump's plan for 25% tariffs on imports from Canada and Mexico, set to kick in tomorrow, along with a 10% tariff on China.
At this point, the president has made it very clear those tariffs are going to be implemented and in effect. If the president at any time decides to roll back those tariffs, I'll leave it to him to make that decision. But starting tomorrow, those tariffs will be in place.
Spokeswoman Caroline Leavitt denying reports of a delay as the president presses Canada and Mexico for action on immigration and for China to stop sourcing fentanyl. Canada's prime minister has warned of retaliatory tariffs. Leavitt also facing multiple questions about the president saying diversity hiring may have played a role in this week's deadly mid-air collision in D.C.
When you are flying on an airplane with your loved ones, which every one of us in this room has, do you pray that your plane lands safely and gets you to your destination, or do you pray that the pilot has a certain skin color? I think we all know the answer to that question, and as President Trump said yesterday, it's common sense.
Leavitt says President Trump wants merit-based hiring, especially when it comes to public safety. The Wednesday night collision of an Army helicopter and passenger jet that killed 67 people remains under investigation, with a report about control tower staffing under scrutiny.
One person was apparently communicating with both planes and helicopters when normally 2 air traffic controllers handle those responsibilities. So that is something that the NTSB is going to be looking into as part of its investigation. But the agency says it is normal for air traffic control staffing levels to fluctuate throughout the day based on factors like weather and the time of day.
Fox Business's Grady Trimble. Meantime, in the Potomac River, 41 bodies recovered so far. The White House confirming Trump's special envoy Rick Grenell is in Venezuela seeking assurances from the Maduro regime they'll take back their citizens, including Tren de Aragua gang members, as ICE agents continue a mass deportation effort in the U.S. America is listening to Fox News.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick. And it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick. Soothing comfort for the whole family. And when you need more comfort for yourself, try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors.
Use as directed. Vapo Stick for use ages 4 and up. Vapo Shower Max use for adults only.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline nasal spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Weather.
Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
A mix of clouds and sunshine. Still a chance of a couple of scattered showers, maybe a rumble of thunder, but a lot of time will be rain-free. 53 for the high. Tonight, some clouds, 33. Saturday, opening up the new month, partly sunny and 53. Sunday, Groundhog Day, partly sunny, 64 Sunday afternoon. Sunday is also the midway point of winter. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-700-6898. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-700-6898. That's 800-700-6898. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. 800-700-6898.
Step outside and fall in love with your backyard again. From inviting porch overhangs to durable composite decks and cozy screen rooms, Lakeside Renovation and Design creates stunning outdoor living spaces designed for relaxation, entertaining, and making memories. With expert craftsmanship and top-quality materials, your new outdoor oasis will be perfect for every season. Call Lakeside Renovation and Design today or visit lakesiderd.com to get started. Let's turn your backyard into the retreat you've always dreamed of.
I can see clearly now thanks to the doctors at Ophthalmology Associates. Doctors Greg Birdie, Ranjan Malhotra, Robert Brusati, Andy Royer, and introducing Samuel Berry. You can too. Call 314-966-5000 or check out youridoc.com. That's youridoc.com.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. If you have a furnace that needs service, a heat pump that needs repairs, or a boiler that needs to be replaced, contact Air Comfort Service. They offer 24/7 emergency heating service too. AirComfortService.com.
You've got thoughts. Did you know you also have a microphone? Listen to 97.1 on the Odyssey app and click the microphone to leave a voice message. Whatever's on your mind, let us know by clicking the microphone in the Odyssey app.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what you're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
I'm a mom. I have 3 kids, and they all 3 learn differently. I know that they each need different things in order to be successful. So trying to shove some one-size-fits-all model down everybody's throat is never going to work. That's why you're seeing so many states around the country start to open up parental choice, universal school choice. We saw it get passed in Tennessee yesterday. It's something we did in the first few months of my administration. When Donald Trump took office, there wasn't a single state in the country that had school choice. Now there are more than a dozen and growing by the day because he's empowering states and empowering parents to take control of their kids' education again.
Sarah Sanders, Governor Sanders of Arkansas in Washington, D.C. today to help the Trump administration develop the idea of school choice and how it can be implemented. You know, we kind of talked about this yesterday, and I think when we had Corey DeAngelis on, what was it, Wednesday, he made reference to this, but the whole idea of school choice and reforming the whole education system might be as simple as tax credits that would go through Congress, where you get the benefit of your tax dollars to a certain extent, which, I mean, there are tax credits towards educational expenses, but there are probably a whole host of ways that this could be done that haven't been discussed yet.
Yeah, I think right now it's a tax deduction, isn't it? That you can just deduct the amount that you spend on certain things toward education.
I'm not smart enough to understand it.
Whereas I think a tax credit would be a lot better because that's dollar for dollar. That's a bigger return.
Well,
so that could be done.
Can you tell me a little bit real quick here about, I don't know if you still have the Trump executive order still up.
I do.
But Donald Trump's administration has taken action on this. What is, a lot of these executive actions are direction. What was this one?
So this action from President Donald Trump was on Wednesday, and the order instructs the Federal Education Department to favor school choice programs when awarding discretionary grants. So it also mandates that the Education Department, this is where it gets interesting, because it's not just the Education Department, there are multiple departments that this affects. It mandates the Education Department and the Department of Health and Human Services issue guidance on how states can use certain grants to encourage families to pursue educational alternatives. And it requires the Interior Secretary to find ways to use federal money to help families with children in the Bureau of Indian Education schools enroll elsewhere. That's, to me, that's one of those areas that you're really looking and saying, who's falling behind? My wife personally was in Teach for America, and that's an organization that kind of puts people around the country in really low-end failing school districts, tries to place good teachers in them. She really wanted to be on a sort of an Indian area, like a Native American area.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're called anymore because they've go through different names, but the school districts in those areas are usually way behind, and so they need good teachers. And so President Trump targeting the Bureau of Indian Education with federal grant money so that they can experience school choice, that's on purpose.
Yeah. There's going to be a lot of layers to this, and I've loved every bit of Donald Trump administration so far in like going about things in a less than traditional way, as long as it's constitutional, of course. Well, we've got a phone call here, and my understanding is this is Libby Guberle, who is the CEO of the Lutheran Elementary School Association here in St. Louis. Libby, welcome to the show. Hi. How are you doing?
Very excited. This is awesome. What a group of people that listen to the Annie Frey show. They're doing great.
So my understanding is that the donations have been coming into lesastl.org/Annie this morning. As we started the show, you might have heard us say that we've made a little bit of a wager with our audience if we could get to that goal by the end of the show. And if people would go onto the Annie Frey YouTube channel and vote in favor of it, Ryan's going to trim my hair and he's going to shave his beard. I was just thinking we'd stop in here at 111 on our Friday show and see where our total is right now.
Well, it's been going crazy since your last segment, and we are at, hold on, we do it again. I think somebody just made another gift, so that changes it. We're at just 15,800.
So we did it. We met the goal, Libby. We want to continue to grow this. This is so exciting. I have goosebumps. I cannot believe that we have been able to achieve this. And I know that when we first discussed this, we had a Zoom call, I don't know, months ago. And you were saying, $5,000 would make a difference. And I was like, I think we can do more than that. Talk to me about the $15,000 mark that we want to continue to build on. We still got some time left. Talk to me about that $15,000 mark and how that puts us into a new level to get a match.
Well, so do you mean like the $16,000 mark? Because that's where we are now.
Oh, okay.
And another one. That's amazing. Yeah, okay, the $16,000 mark.
Yeah, so we do have a couple of sponsors who, so we utilize the Lutheran Legacy Foundation, which is an organization that establishes endowments. And so we will put this money up there. They match it with another $5,000. I have an anonymous donor who will do another $5,000. So at $25,000 right now, maybe 26 now, we will be able to at least spin out 2 scholarships a year. But this is going into an endowment. So as the market feeds it, it'll eventually, and this will last in perpetuity, so forever. And as it grows every year, we'll be adding another scholarship, another 2 scholarships every year. So next year, 2 scholarships. The year after that, maybe 3 or 4. So it just kind of grows.
That's awesome. Multiple kids then in a Christian environment. learning about Jesus, going to school. That's because of what's happening right now.
That's right. That is right. And so, and the endowment will just keep growing, and we take 5% out every year, and that interest that we take out, and we leave the rest of it in there and let it keep growing. Yep. So we're very excited about that. It'll, every family, a family right now, a family of 2 or 3 kids will benefit from that. Yeah.
Libby, we're speaking with Libby Guberle, as the CEO of the Lutheran Elementary School Association. I am so grateful to have been able to partner with you, because you and I think I initially met with you in another life when we were owned by our former employer, and I was on Saturdays, and I have been wanting so desperately to use this platform in a way that I could talk to people about what Lutheran education has meant to me. And I know that you hear these stories all the time, and what I hear a lot, especially from grandparents who are able to send their children through Lutheran school, they're so happy when their grandkids can go to Lutheran schools, and they want other people to know, because it's kind of, I don't want to say it's a secret, but the affordability of a Lutheran education and the investment, the priceless investment that is made in a child's life through a Lutheran education, it's just so impactful. And there are so many Lutheran schools across the St. Louis area in Missouri and Illinois. I'm sure you hear these stories every day, but this is just such an amazing opportunity for children and families. And now there are going to be those who can access it who maybe wouldn't be able to access it before. What do you say to those families who are considering a Lutheran education? They're worried about the cost. They maybe haven't ever even gone to lesastl.org to learn about it because they're afraid they can't afford it, and they don't want to know about something they don't feel that they can access.
Well, I think anybody that wants to go or consider a school needs to go and talk to that school, the administrator, the principal there, because they are very anxious to serve as many people as they can, and they want to try to help you get into that school, and they will help you figure out the scholarship opportunities for your family. So, Lisa, as our organization, is an important part of that. There are other opportunities as well, and you just don't know it's there until you have a conversation with an enrollment department or the principal there, and they'll walk you through it for sure. Attending an elementary school is really important because they're formative years. I mean, up until 4th, 5th grade, there's some vital pieces that they need to hit before they can go on. And as we were just hearing Dana Perino talk about how many of our kids are not hitting those goals. And it's really important to get that done in elementary school.
Libby Guberle with us, the CEO of the Lutheran Elementary School Association here in St. Louis. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to partner with you. I'm so excited for these families who might be checking out a Lutheran education now that didn't know it was an opportunity that was even in their communities, didn't maybe know that it existed. I know there's no way you could possibly list them, but my understanding is a lot of Lutheran schools are in open house season right now as well.
That's right. Well, enrollment's starting right now, and a lot of them are doing open houses. A number of our schools don't do open houses; they do personal visits. So they would want you to come in and walk through and talk to you. So that is also what a number of schools do, and they're looking for people to come in, and they're anxious to support your family.
Well, if you are listening right now and you want to learn more and you still want to be a part of this, because my understanding is the scholarship can continue to grow. $15,000 was an important number to hit, but we don't need to stop there. lesastl.org/Annie. And if you have questions about Lutheran education, get on the Annie Frey Show Facebook page and send me a message. I'll have a private conversation with you about my experiences and, maybe just any type of questions or concerns you might have. Libby, thank you so much for the opportunity to do this. Keep sending me those comments. I want to make sure I hit everybody who makes that donation. I know you've sent me a few here. So keep them coming, and we're so grateful for this partnership. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to announce that we've made our goal.
Yeah, congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you. Libby, we'll talk to you soon. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Well, guys, we did it.
Yay! Is that from the street?
There's just people everywhere.
Wow, that's really, I didn't even know we had a microphone down there. Or that many people gathered ever in downtown St. Louis like that.
People are really sad about my hair, but they don't seem too sad about your beard.
No, some people are sad about my beard. My beard has a lot of emotional connection with people. And I think that they're about to realize that.
People being you.
You speak of your beard as if it's like a sentient being.
It's got its own Facebook.
Mine has its own Twitter account.
Yours does. Yours actually does.
We're still trying to figure out who that is.
I have an idea. Thanks, guys. Thank you. The YouTube live chat poll is, should Annie let Wiggins trim her hair if we meet our goal? Well, we've met our goal. We want to continue to grow, and I'm going to continue to shout out the people who are sending these donations. If you have sent a donation and you want to send a message to the Annie Frey Show Facebook page, you can send a message there. I'll read those as well. We've got 204 votes on the YouTube poll right now, and yes is winning by a slight margin.
Jeannie says, way to go, love your show. And what is 1 inch? So I don't know if she's saying she doesn't know, like me, or that she's saying 1 inch doesn't really matter.
I'm going to give you this paper.
Okay.
Here, take this paper, and I'm going to give you the scissors, and I need you to give your best guess as to what an inch is.
All right.
And then Brad's got a tape measure here.
All right, let's see here.
And... oh, come on.
All right.
Can you do it? Okay, yeah, there you go. An inch? All right, give that to Brad.
Okay.
We're going to have to practice. Oh, my gosh.
Where's our cut here?
Your cut? Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. That is where he cut it.
That's 2 inches.
It's almost
Is
2
it?
inches.
2.
It's an inch and 3/4.
Ryan.
Well, I actually did try.
What do you mean? Like normally you wouldn't?
Well, in this case, I wouldn't be opposed to cutting a little more.
No, I would. And maybe the people will vote in my favor. There's still hope.
I think that if we go over, which it sounds like we have a little bit, that we should make new goals like, okay, the new one would be I could cut your fingernails.
I pick on my fingernails. There's nothing to cut.
Which is unhealthy, which is why I should do it. Then after that, if we get to 17,000, I cut your laptop cord.
I just bought a new one because it was messed up. All right, we're going to take a quick break here. We're going to do next question in the next segment. Ask us anything. Oh, my goodness. My question to you is going to be, Ryan, how big is an inch? And we're going to do that every time we come around to my question, and you're going to have to keep practicing. Keep practicing.
Do I have to come up with funny answers to that over and over?
No. YouTube live chat poll. Should Annie let Wiggins trim her hair if we met our goal? We met our goal. We did it. We're over $16,000. Oh, $16,216 is the total right now. It continues. You are the most amazing people in St. Louis out there in the Annie Frey Show audience. I am overjoyed. To God be the glory. Thank you. Don't stop now. Get on there and vote in favor of me or in favor of Ryan. Who are you voting for? We'll be right back.
Drive me crazy. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on X at Annie Frey Show.
Well, I pretty much just told you all about Lutheran Elementary School Association, our conversation there with Libby, but I do mean it very sincerely. I went to Lutheran schools myself. I graduated from Metro East Lutheran High School. I think they have an open house coming up here this weekend, possibly. Go check out these schools. Go online and learn about them. If you don't even know where to start as to what school is near you, then you go to lesastl.org/Annie, and you can learn about them. You can understand what goes into a Lutheran education. You can understand how it is a community of people outside of the Lutheran faith who come in and they want a top-tier education for their child or for their grandchild. And if you're somebody who is concerned about the cost, first and foremost, I'm going to tell you, it's going to be more affordable than you think. Secondly, these scholarships that we're raising money for, that our community is coming together to fund, are there to help you. So talk to Lisa, STL.org, and find out how you can get help. Go to your local school and have a conversation. Every school is different, the way they go about this, but they're going to be very helpful. They're going to guide you through this process to make sure that you, too, can access this for your child. It is one of the most important investments you will ever make, is to put your child in a Christian environment for their education. And there's, in my opinion, my humble opinion, nobody who does it better than the Lutheran school system here in St. Louis. LESASTL.org/Annie.
Taxes was not knowing your full financial picture. Now Taxes is getting and maximizing your refund all in one place. Credit Karma, where a TurboTax expert can do your taxes for you. They'll get you the most money back, guaranteed. Then you can do more with all that money, all in Credit Karma. Now this is Taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. Get started today. See guarantee details at TurboTax.com/guarantees. Experts only available with TurboTax Live.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Air Comfort Service is hiring licensed journeymen. Don't have a journeyman license? Air Comfort Service will help you get it. Get guaranteed hours year-round and more. Apply online at aircomfortservice.com.
The Mark Reardon Show.
Friday afternoon, no lack of topics, including the tragedy at Reagan National. We'll have the very latest. The Reardon Roundtable kicks everything off at 3.
The Mark Reardon Show. Weekdays from 3 to 6. Right here on 97.1 FM Talk. This is the Annie Frey Show. The Annie Frey Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
Have forgiveness. I know you know that I made those mistakes maybe once or twice. And by once or twice, I mean maybe a couple of 100 times. So let me redeem on myself tonight. 'Cause I just need one more shot, second chances. Yeah. Is it too late now to say sorry? 'Cause I'm missing more than just your body. Oh, is it too late now to say sorry? Yeah, I know that I let you down. Is it too late to say sorry now?
All right, it's next question time. You get to send us your questions with a little Ask Me Anything. Ryan, let's start with you. Your first question today.
Would you rather
Okay, Eric Schmidt.
time travel to the past or the future?
Like, just to visit?
You can go anywhere you want, but you have to choose one or the
to
other.
visit. Am I staying or am I
No, you're just visiting.
past?
Really? Okay.
I don't want to know my future.
It's not to know your future. It doesn't have to be to know your future.
But if you knew the future, I don't know how else to say that, that would ruin the present.
Not if you went far enough. If you go way into the future.
Because if you already know what is going to happen in the future, I'd feel like everything I was going to do is futile because I would already know the other side of it.
Like if you go so far that the modern things don't even matter anymore, then you don't know how what you do now has an impact.
But what are modern things?
Like you go so
Faith,
far
family,
that
friends, that stuff doesn't matter in the future? I don't want to know that.
No, that stuff might still matter. But I'm talking like
you asked me and I answered. I go in the past. Stop arguing with me. This is my answer.
Well, I choose past.
Why? What? Give me a break.
Just be fun, you know?
I would,
Winston Churchill.
I would go, you say that, but I would go to the past because there are certain historical events that I would love to watch unfold or see happen or be not be a party to, but be a witness of. I think that would be really cool to be able to see.
I would sit down in the H.G. Wells time machine. I would hit go, and I would push the lever all the way and go as far into the future as I possibly could just to see what happens.
What if it was like next Thursday?
Well, then I'd know, okay, let's do some stuff this next few days. Don't think I'm going to be going into work. I'm going to go probably down like the biggest slip and slide I can find and then just kind of spend some time around the fire with my family.
I would take a nap.
Just a nap.
Yeah. I wouldn't even pay attention. I just close my eyes and take a nap.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to Andy Harder. I request that Ethan rips off his Hulk Hogan tank top in the background while Wiggins cuts Annie's hair. That's terrifying. Janine says, with her donation, I've been subbing at Our Savior in Fenton. They are fantastic. Nothing like a Christian education. Ron Miller, or Mueller, says Lutheran students are the best. I was one. And Mark Rogers says, love the show. Happy to support a great cause. Way to go, Annie and crew. William Wolter says, all three of my uncles attended both Lutheran Elementary and Lutheran High School. And Betsy Miller says, Annie, you are very special, and I feel blessed to be a part of the Fannies. Happy Friday, Fannies. If you know, you know. I did not name them, but I am honored by them. Next question, Brad?
Yeah, this is about cosmetic surgery. And would you ever get cosmetic surgery?
As a vanity project, or like I got wrecked in an accident?
No. As a vanity project.
Yes, I would. I have had 4 babies, and if the possibility exists that I could potentially look less like I had 4 babies in the tum-tum area, I would do that.
What about you, Ryan?
Yeah, I think I would.
He's had 3 babies.
Yeah, we've had 3, so I could probably use something.
Can I pick? What if we get to 20?
If we get to 20,000, you can pick anything you want cosmetically for me to change.
Boob
But as long as they're on my back.
That would be like the worst.
Very uncomfortable sitting down.
I haven't thought
like
this
an automatic
through.
recliner.
I just thought it would be weird if I had them in my front because I'm a guy. So I'm like, well, we need boobs.
Yeah, totally.
Put them somewhere out of the way.
Totally less. Man, that's what women really want.
The old back boob.
Yeah.
Would you get? You said you'd get hair implants if it would.
I'd get hair implants. I'd probably find, America has 2 genders again. So I would probably try to find one that nobody's discovered yet and maybe become that. Like, I'm not really sure what that means. but the back boob thing's a start.
I don't have a problem with people getting plastic surgery. I don't have a problem with people, getting work done if that's what you want. I do not like how trendy it is and how people are talking all about how 20-year-olds look older than 40-year-olds. Now, I'm 40 and I have had 0 work done. Please do not get on the YouTube chat and suggest things that I should have done. But I remember when I think maybe I was pregnant with my first kid or maybe beforehand, but I had a coworker who had a few kids, and she's like, yeah, if I do a handstand, everything looks like it used to. And it's really stuck with me. But, it would be nice to go back to that. But if I did it, I will say this, it would be 100% for me. Never in my lifetime has my husband ever suggested, you should think about what makes me sad is people who would do that for anybody other than their own personal self-esteem. I would want it to be more restorative than transformative. So I don't have any fillers or Botox or anything like that. I'm not opposed to it, and I'm not saying I would never get it at all. Do what you want to do, but don't feel like you need to do it because other people are doing it.
I would bring a picture in of Brooks and Dunn, and I would say, make me that.
Can't you see the women who are in their maybe 50s, 60s, and 70s, and they all kind of look the same?
Mm-hmm.
It's not as attractive as it could be.
Well, on TV, that's when you see it the most. And, professional entertainers, they want to stop aging. Everybody does, but they're able to do it because they got the money usually.
Sort of.
But they're not. They haven't. It's a fork in the road. You go to one side and you age. You go to the other side, you get plastic surgery. But they're both not the past.
No, they're not. They're a different
you just
look.
A different kind of aging.
You know what's amazing is all the rock stars that are from the 60s and 70s, maybe even 80s at this point, who get surgery done. They get what they have done a lot is that they add hair. They just add a lot of hair, and they end up looking like an ant. They look like somebody's aunt. I hate to say,
like an insect.
No, I hate to say, but people
Steven
like
Tyler.
Paul McCartney, that doesn't look natural anymore, man.
If you, the thing that happens with, I don't think probably a lot of men know this because they're not the one. There are men who definitely get Botox, and I don't have any problem with that. Do whatever you want to do. I live for the day where other people don't weigh in and tell you what to do. But what a lot of women will get is, I think Botox is what it like stuns your muscles, so your muscles don't move, and so there you don't have wrinkles because your muscles causing your face. Like I have a little crow's feet. I'm 40 and I have crow's feet. I've noticed my neck looks a little less 20 these days, and it's kind of freaking me out. But the Botox that gets, I guess that's what it is, that gets put into maybe the upper lip or the upper parts of the lip, makes it so that women don't move their upper lip when they talk anymore. And you've probably noticed that something looks off for people, and you realize that their mouth doesn't move the way your mouth is intended to move because their upper lip doesn't move.
You know what I appreciate is Jim Carrey publicly went through this battle where he was talking about getting a little bit of Botox here and there, and he thought, no, I've made my career on having
facial
he
expression.
has specials in his early career called Rubber Face.
Yeah.
That he makes a career out of weird, crazy expressions. He's like, if I do it too much, or really at all, I might not be able to do anything that I do.
Yeah.
Here's a YouTube question that is dropped in our chat. You can go to the Annie Frey YouTube channel. You can vote in the poll. Should Annie let Wiggins trim her hair if we met our goal? We've met the goal, and it's 55-45 right now in favor of yes. So go vote and push that in one direction or the other. Helen says, ask me anything. How glad are we to have Ethan join the Annie Frey Show? Solid choice. What do you guys think? He's not in here.
Yeah, since he's not in here, I'll say this.
Let's be honest.
That he does a really good job. And I've actually had people say to me,
he's in here now.
That was a Seinfeld Kramer entrance if there ever was one.
Anyway, not a fan. What's up, dude?
Oh. Ethan, you just sit down.
Well, I just thought I heard my name.
No, you didn't.
Oh, well,
We're talking about Ethan.
Come on in.
Brad?
Yeah.
For the most part,
We're talking about Ethan from the morning show.
Yeah.
Love that guy.
Yeah.
He's great.
For the most part, I love having Ethan on the show. Everything that
For the
he
most
can,
part.
Yeah, for the most part. It's just that he wears sweatpants and sometimes doesn't wear a shirt. Yeah. And outside of that, everything that he does, everything that he brings, he's a tremendous asset to me.
It's just your appearance, Ethan. It's just how you look.
Yeah, it's just how you look.
Why'd you wink when you said he's a tremendous
How
asset?
did you see me wink?
That's what
That was weird.
He's wearing aviators. How'd you see it?
Well, like, he makes me look bad. Like, I mean, he's just ripped out, and I just don't like that. It's the same reason you didn't like.
That's why Ryan's here, to make Brad look good.
Yeah. So, but no.
Man, there are daggers being thrown back and forth.
There's a couple
in this
directions
room.
that could have gone.
Yeah.
And Annie grabbed that before I could grab it.
Yeah, I did. Took it right out of you.
But actually, in all seriousness, Ethan is great. I love having him on the show. He contributes on air amazingly, off air, behind the scenes. You guys out there listening and watching, you don't get to see all the stuff that he does out there. He produces our show. He helps me where I need help. But not only that, he's helping Mark Reardon and Fred Bodmer.
He does ventriloquy.
Yeah. He just does a bunch of great stuff behind the scenes, too, as
Queen,
well.
not Quizm.
Thank you. Super kind words. I appreciate it. But I tell you what.
This is an argument we've had.
Have we?
Yes, it is. And I Googled it, and they're both allowed.
Dang it.
I wonder if the last time, if I said ventriloquism and you said ventriloquy.
I was doing some work out there. I was like, man, I'd love to get in
You
for
were
this.
doing a workout?
I was doing some work.
Oh.
He wasn't wearing a
space.
shirt either.
Not a full
there.
workout. He's just doing pull-ups.
Just getting a pump on. Just getting a pump on before he comes on air.
And I
That's not a
said to
workout.
myself, man, I'd love to come in for this segment, but I would prefer to be in for maybe some of the 2:00 hour.
And then you created a profile called Helen.
And then someone mentioned this, and I was like, oh, I gotta come in. I gotta be funny. And now I'm sitting here, and Brad's being all genuinely nice and sweet, and I'm like, now I just look like I just came in here to hear you guys talk amazing.
Do you want us to talk trash? Because we can do that too.
Yeah, Wiggins, hit me with your best shot.
You are ugly.
He's not ugly. He's handsome. He's a stunner, and he's married.
I will never forget. I mean, like, in the past probably 3 or 4 years, the most sick I have been having to come into work, and Ryan, halfway through my shift, walking up to me and saying, "What's up, you sick piece of..." He Yeah, we need a bleeper.
It's even funnier because I don't cuss. So when I do,
that's the
it's an
only
exclamation point.
It's the only time
It's
I've ever
only
heard you
for
curse.
comedy. It's only for comedy.
Can I say something sincere about Ethan since I haven't answered this question yet?
I don't know, Ethan.
The role of the associate producer is it's a full-time job. You're a full-time employee here. But we were all, well, not Brad. This is your first media job. He went straight to the top of being an executive producer. But the media industry, when you're starting out, did you have a media job before you were married?
Yeah.
Did it pay you much?
No.
Was it a lot of time?
Yeah, it was bad time too.
All the time. Like
a lot of evenings and stuff.
The job of an associate producer for Ethan to be a full-time employee at this point in your life is actually, it's incredible. When I was working at KFNS, I worked in sports talk for 3 years before. I was making nothing, but nobody was making anything. I didn't have health insurance. This was before Obamacare and everything, and you had to. But media does not pay off for a while. And times have changed a little bit since we were starting out. But you have to really love what you do to do what you do. You're not in it. You don't get your first job and you're like, oh, I'm pulling down 90 or something like that. That's not how it works. So you have to really love what you do. And this industry can chew people up and spit people out. And we have had the most amazing associate producers on the show. And the thing that sucks about it is that you know that this is not their final stop. Mm-hmm. Like Ethan, if you were like, the Annie Frey show is the limit for me, you would not be as good as you are. So that's the thing that I thank you for appreciating Ethan, while he's here. I don't know how long we'll have you. We usually send Ryan out to try to kidnap the associate producers right before they take a new job, so just be prepared for that. But Ethan is fantastic, and for as long as you are here, we're grateful for it.
Super kind words. I appreciate it. According to Russell, this might be my last day.
Yeah.
Ethan,
also,
you didn't know today was your last day? Question mark?
No, it is not your last day. Not as far as we're concerned, at least. We have raised over $16,000, and we are continuing to soldier on. We're at $16,216 at this point. If you want to join us and donate at lisastl.org/Annie, Lisa with an E. We're going to try to build this into the biggest thing we possibly can. We've achieved that $10,000 match. I am so grateful to you for making this a possibility. It's America Day here on the Annie Frey Show. If you haven't tuned in to see the... Way to go, Ethan.
I'll be back.
If you haven't tuned in to see our America spirit, tune into the Annie Frey YouTube channel and vote in the poll. Should Annie let Wiggins trim her hair? If we meet our goal, we met it. We need to know what you think. We got 250 votes right there. Make sure you weigh in. We'll do a little more Ask Us Anything next question in the next segment. Don't go away.
One more shot, have forgiveness. I know that I made those mistakes maybe once or twice.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on Instagram at The Annie Frey Show.
Say sorry, 'cause I'm missing more than just your body. Oh, is it too late now to say sorry? Yeah, I know that I let you down. Is it too late to say sorry now?
AirComfortService.com. You get online and you can check out all of the HVAC solutions that Air Comfort Service has for you, or you can call them directly. This is a number that's very smart to just stick in your phone right now, because something will come up with your home, maybe with, your mom and dad's home. You're taking care of them and you're looking after them. And you want to make sure on those super cold days in the winter, not necessarily having one right now. Computer says it's 52 degrees outside. It's going to get cold again. And if you're worried about mom and making sure she's in a warm home, or dad, you give them put this number in your phone, and then you'll have it ready to call when the time comes. 314-513-0091. 314-513-0091. As the industry is changing with HVAC, 2025 is bringing new equipment and some new regulations. If you need a furnace, a boiler, heat pump, air conditioner, an entire HVAC system, call for a free estimate at 314-513-0091. They have an awesome deal for you right now. If you replace your entire HVAC system, you will get for free either attic insulation or an air purifier. They will set you up and you will understand just how attentive to detail Air Comfort Services. Their quality is second to none, and they're very kind people, and that matters. 314-513-0091, aircomfortservice.com.
Do you want to kickstart planning for your retirement this year? I know a quick and easy way to do this. It's a 3-hour adult education class called Retirement Planning 101. It's kind of like getting the Cliff Notes on how you can make your money go a lot further in retirement. Hey, it's Dave Glover from KMOX. This one-night class is taught by a fiduciary advisor from Financial and Tax Architects with decades of financial planning experience. They're held at colleges and libraries throughout St. Louis. You're going to learn about tax saving strategies, IRA and 401k withdrawals, Roth conversions, Social Security, and more. There's no cost. Just bring 3 canned goods for the St. Louis Crisis Nursery. There are still openings for the classes this month and next, so call 314-350-8110. 314-350-8110. That's my personal number, 314-350-8110 for Financial and Tax Architects.
When you have Rhino Shield on your house, it does a couple of things for you. It beautifies the house, and it protects it from the harshest elements. And boy, do we see those here in the greater St. Louis area. You get instant curb appeal. It will stick to anything. Rhino Shield is the answer, no matter whether you're painting a home or a church or a business or a condo, because it's 100% waterproof. It takes care of the outdoor maintenance on whatever is on the outside of your home. The brick, the block, aluminum, steel, stucco. They can put this on with the 2 to 3 coat process. They're there about a week, and they do a great job. A lot of businesses have done it in the area. Several Firestones have done that. Vantage Credit Union over the years, Harlan Packaging down in DeSoto. Call Darren today and schedule your free estimate. 877-25-RHINO, easy to remember phone number, or go online today at 877-25RHINO.com.
Remember, Jason Aldean is coming to town. He's coming to the Hollywood Casino Amphitheater this summer.
Jason Aldean is coming to town.
Yeah.
Who sings that?
That is Bruce Springsteen singing that song about Jason Aldean. And remember that Jason Aldean sings, "Don't you forget about me."
Worst. No, he doesn't.
Simple Minds is also coming
when
to town to the Hollywood Casino
yesterday,
Amphitheater.
when you were singing the Pink Houses song, he was so offended by you.
Yeah,
because he
should
believed that you believed what you were saying.
Yeah.
He thought you were the dumbest person he'd ever seen.
It's
and then
not
he
far
realized
from
you were
the truth.
yanking his chain.
Well, maybe. Anyway, don't call right now.
Little Pink Houses.
It'll be the 2:00 hour before we give away those Jason Aldean tickets. The YouTube live chat poll question is: should Annie let Wiggins trim her hair if we meet our goal? That is no longer a hypothetical. That is now: should Annie let Wiggins trim her hair because we met our goal? So let us know, yes or no, and you do have to get to the yes vote for us to do it. It's all dependent on this.
Very close.
YouTube live chat poll. Vote in the poll. 145. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
The Annie Frey Show YouTube live chat poll of the day is happening now. Tune in to the Annie Frey Show live stream. Vote and be a part of the conversation by typing in Annie Frey on YouTube. Subscribe and leave a comment. You're listening to the Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on X at Annie Frey Show.
All right, my first Ask Me Anything question. I just told you to go first, but I'm stepping in. Do you like Michael Jackson? It's a yes or no question.
No, and I'll tell you real quickly, because I've never really been a huge Michael Jackson fan. It's not that there are no songs that I think are good. I just am not really that big of a fan. I never have been.
So it's Michael Jackson's music that you don't like?
Yeah,
or
his music.
It's like that precedes all the other reasons people may not like him.
Yeah, I'm just purely based on the music. And I get why people like him. So it's not as if I don't get that he's talented and he has good music. I just don't care for it that much.
Michael Jackson is better than the Beatles.
Oh, come on.
So I'm a yes.
This is ridiculous.
I'm a yes.
I can't believe one of my
love
questions
Michael Jackson.
today was about the Beatles. I can't believe you didn't even know that.
Are they good? Because I'm going to say no.
No, it wasn't. I wasn't going to allow you to say that because
Next question.
It's apostasy. Next question is who's your favorite Beatle?
Bailey.
You don't even know what that is.
I do too. He's a little army man in a cartoon.
Yeah. Do you think he's funny?
I think he's hilarious.
Do you think Marmaduke is funny?
No.
Do you
not a big
think
fan.
Mark Trail is interesting?
Yes.
Mark Trail.
The street
Whoa.
Glen Carbon.
Named after that comic strip.
Right.
Next question. That wasn't even a real one.
Mm-hmm.
Was that your
Yeah,
question?
who's your favorite Beatle?
Oh, I don't like him.
Him?
So Ringo.
Honestly, if I'm answering that question, I would say George Harrison because I like the things that he did in the 80s.
That's fair. That's completely fair.
Yeah.
I just like the way Ringo talks.
Oh, they all kind of talk like
Yeah,
that.
they don't sound
You're
a
just
lot
like
different.
British people.
Oh, Ringo has the deep Liverpool accent.
I'm going to go ahead and answer Paul. Too bad Ethan's not in here. He could tell us who are the Beatles.
Next question.
Annie, did you ever find a grill for Jared?
I'm glad you asked. I have gotten that question everywhere I go since last Friday.
Really?
We went to Andrea's, had a steak dinner, and we went to Collinsville Barbecue first. And we didn't realize this, but they close at 6 on Fridays. We walked in at 5:55 and saw that it was closing at 6. We're like, oh, we're sorry. And he's like, no, stay. Collinsville Barbecue is an amazing store. They have Andrea's
Oh, yeah.
stuff. I
That's
took
right.
a picture of that
Yeah.
and sent it in there so you can get your Andrea's sauce at Collinsville Barbecue. They have classes that you can take. There's like a whole bunch of things there. They're, I think,
Like
new.
barbecue classes?
Yes.
I
Of
didn't know
all
that was a
different types
thing.
of things. Collinsville Barbecue. They had some really amazing smokers in there that are made in Cape Girardeau. All American made.
cool.
Top of the line. And my husband doesn't know 100% exactly what he wants yet, and he drags his feet on buying stuff. It's the worst.
It'd be funny if they were made in Cape Girardeau by a Canadian.
I put no parameters, like, I'm the money person in our family, and I was like, get whatever you want. Like, you will absolutely use this and utilize it. We didn't really do anything for Christmas big for each other, so I was like, get what you want. Make it happen for yourself. So I don't know if he's ready to go, like, top of the line because he's kind of still getting into this. So we haven't bought one yet. He's looking into pit bosses. We haven't bought one yet. But everywhere I go, y'all, when I was at the Jersey County Lincoln Day dinner this weekend in Jerseyville, the women who came up to her like, I love your show. I love that you talk about your family and your faith. And the men are like, did he get a barbecue grill? Like, over and over and over again. Not yet. Leaning pit boss, your suggestions are welcome. Let me have them.
It's been so cold. I really want to get a George Foreman. Never had a George Foreman. Just for the inside, though.
You need to get a Ninja grill.
I've had a George Foreman grill.
They're good, right?
No.
No?
No.
Well, maybe I'll
They
reconsider.
kind of dry the meat out.
Next question.
Ryan?
Okay.
You didn't even ask a real one.
When was the last time you had a haircut?
I've had it maybe summer. Maybe
Okay.
I think it might have been like June or July.
I thought it was either fairly recently or it had been forever. I didn't know.
No, I haven't had a haircut recently. I'm about to.
Yeah,
it
you
looks
are.
like.
Well,
oh gosh.
got to keep voting yes. Vote yes. Vote yes.
Vote no. Vote no.
About 2 Saturdays ago. It's not very
I haven't had one for about a month. But I wear hats, so
I noticed your hair was getting kind of long.
It's getting kind of long in the back. That's the best I can do, Annie.
Okay. I have a question here. Where did it go? What's your favorite interview you've ever done from Ender on the Annie Frey YouTube channel? I just said Dana Perino's interview that we did at 12:25 is my favorite. She's not somebody we've been able to have on as much because of her schedule. It was really wonderful that she agreed to come on and talk to us today. She knew we were going to talk about the Lutheran scholarship that we were trying to raise funds for in school choice. So I was very grateful for her time today, but I'm just a huge fan of hers, and that one's it. Favorite interview that you've done, and I will also add on the favorite thing that we've done as a show. It could be on air, it could be off air. Like, when you think about the Annie Frey show experience, the Tops Annie Frey show experience, what is it?
Oh gosh. man, some of the Annie, Are You OKs lately have just been so funny. I was putting together the best of for some of our Christmas holiday stuff, and the last half of the year, especially the last quarter of the year, so not just after Trump was elected, like the last 3 months, we had some of the funniest stuff I think we've ever had. And I was tempted, I didn't end up doing this, but I was tempted to do a show that was just Annie, Are You Okay?
Wiggins America show?
No, a best of Annie Frey show.
Oh.
For when, we were holiday breaks and stuff. I might do that someday, but they've been so funny. I would say, actually, that's my favorite part of the show is when, 2 o'clock hour is always fun, but 2 o'clock on Thursdays, for some reason, we just lose our minds. It's like we all realize at the same time that tomorrow's Friday, and now it's Friday, and we're like, what's 2 o'clock going to be? And we're like out of gas.
Yeah, I've said on the air before that when it gets to be 2:25 on a Thursday, that's when my weekend begins.
Yeah. So that's not any one particular point, but this last year, honestly, the last 12 months have just been really good. Like, we've had good shows. It doesn't hurt anything that Donald Trump is the president of the United States. Going into that election, we were all like just chewing our fingernails and going, there's a lot of energy, but it was nervous energy.
And you guys know this. You heard me on air, but you also saw me off air. I was an absolute anxiety-ridden mess on election day.
Oh, yeah.
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 On election night, I would say, because I watch the numbers and stuff, I'd say, oh, this state's done. And you'd be like, don't you dare say that.
Yeah. Knock it off. Yeah. What about you, Brad?
I would say the two, I'm a big experiences guy. The two things that I can't decide between is one is the Disney trip as a show. That was fun. As far as fun goes and an experience and pure unadulterated just nonsense, that was it.
Have you ever been so physically active for that amount of time in like a 3-day span? Have you ever done anything more physically taxing than that Disney trip?
No, I can honestly say no.
No, because it's like a lot of physical expenditure.
30,000 steps a day.
And then you didn't sleep.
Yeah, because we just kept going, and then we get
go
up
as
early
late
and go
as you
the
could
next,
go, and then get back as early as you can. Get up and go as early as you
can.
And
I'm going to interject here too and say that there are a lot of different ways you can take a Disney World trip. And I asked you guys ahead of time, like, how do you want to do this? Do you want to have like a sleep in, relaxing? We're in Florida, yay for that, and we'll ride a few rides, or what? And you all said we want to go.
We screamed go.
You ride.
Go,
You're like, I want to go as hardcore, do as much as we can possibly get done.
Yeah.
In that amount of time as we can. And I'm like, are you sure? Because I do spreadsheets.
On day 2, the morning of day 2, my calves were so hard that I was like, Brad, I don't think that you could bounce a quarter off my calves. They were like rocks.
And you were super dehydrated.
Yes. Yeah. I didn't know it, but I was.
Anything else?
Well, the other thing is whenever we got invited to go visit the border.
Yeah.
And that is an experience from a news presenting broadcasting situation. That to me was probably one of the biggest highlights of my career on the Annie Frey show.
Yeah. I think that what I have in my mind for the future of us, if I can, I always got to finagle something. I got to make it happen in one way, shape, or form. But we need an Annie Frey show goes to D.C., and we need an Annie Frey show goes to New York.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
All in one trip.
No. I haven't been to D.C.
I don't want to be doing that.
Go.
No,
Dehydrate.
I don't want not that much in one time. But how do we figure that out? I'm not 100% sure yet. If you got ideas, you can certainly let us know. Annie Frey on YouTube. You can vote in the YouTube live chat poll. Should I let Ryan trim my hair since we met our goal? If you're interested in donating, of course, we are still looking to grow this as much as possible. Lisa, stl.org/Annie. 2 o'clock hour on a Friday. Coming up next.
You know what makes every diamond unique and special are his 4 C's. It's cut, clarity, color, and carat weight. But do you know what makes Diamonds Direct special and unique? It's our own 4 C's. The first C, concept. Diamonds Direct has revolutionized jewelry shopping by eliminating middleman markups and giving you direct access to the world's finest diamonds straight from the diamond cutters. The second C, choice. Diamonds Direct's multi-million-dollar selection of precious diamonds is unparalleled, and with over 4,000 designer settings to choose from, you are empowered to make a decision that works for your style and taste. Third C, confidence. With a nationwide price guarantee, a free lifetime warranty, our unique 110% diamond upgrade policy, and our no-pressure, no-risk environment, you have total peace of mind. And the fourth C, community. Every year, we partner with local charities and nonprofits with significant donations of time, money, and jewelry to make this a better place for everyone. Diamonds Direct, as unique, as special, and as rare as every diamond in our showcase. Proud to call the Lou home. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
What's your favorite four-letter word? Chances are you've said it more than a few times dealing with this crazy world we live in. But at Compass Retirement Solutions, our four-letter word of choice is hope. Hope for a better tomorrow. And hope that your retirement plans don't take a back seat. You've watched inflation soar. And maybe your retirement future feels a little uncertain right now. But all hope is not lost. Find out exactly how much risk you're still taking with your investments. Find out how you may be able to save big on taxes. And find out how having a written retirement plan just might give you the hope you've been looking for. Call today to set up a meeting. 314-373-1598. That's 314-373-1598. Compass Retirement Solutions. 314-373-1598. Firm offers insurance services but does not provide tax advice. Investments and services offered through Compass Retirement Group, a registered investment advisory firm in Missouri and Illinois. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
Dear employer,
my name is Phil Martin.
My name is Michael Raskovich.
Ronaldo Bird.
Zach Deiser. I am writing to express my excitement at the opportunity to join your team.
As someone on the spectrum,
I possess a unique set of skills
that sets me apart from other candidates.
My detail-oriented nature allows me to communicate complex ideas,
to break down data, to have no fear in meeting new people.
I may communicate in ways that are different from what you are used to.
Structure, routine,
and clear expectation.
Help me do my best work.
My autism allows me to have a perspective that needs to be seen and heard.
It allows me to make the world safer and improve systems in ways others can't.
It allows me to bring people's inner worlds to life with my artwork.
My autism
will bring your team important insights.
Thank you for your consideration.
An autistic inclusive workplace is good for business. It's time to make a change. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/win.
KFTK FM Florissant from the Kaufman Townsley St. Louis's Injury Lawyers Studio. Call 314-500-5000.
That's 314-500-5000.
All on the free Odyssey app.
Search crews remain on the Potomac River. Lisa Brady, Fox News. They've recovered 41 bodies so far of the 67 people killed in Wednesday night's midair collision.
Overnight, our teams continued search operations and surface work, including side sonar scanning, shoreline searches, and aerial searches.
D.C. Fire and EMS Chief John Donnelly.
The salvage crews have begun to arrive on the scene, and they're assessing the work that's going to be needed to recover the aircraft from the water. We expect those operations to begin no later than tomorrow afternoon.
He says they're also searching the shoreline with some movement of debris expected. Another briefing expected next hour from the NTSB, which is leading the investigation of how an Army Black Hawk and a passenger jet collided. Some lawmakers had raised concerns in the past about the congested airspace around Reagan National Airport. The FAA is reportedly restricting helicopter traffic close to the airport now. Tariffs are incoming. That from White House spokeswoman Caroline Leavitt, who says the president's promised 25% tariffs on goods from Canada and Mexico will begin on schedule tomorrow.
And the reason for that is because both Canada and Mexico have allowed an unprecedented invasion of illegal fentanyl that is killing American citizens.
Along with illegal immigrants, she says, China facing 10% tariffs over supplying chemicals used to make fentanyl. She's also pushing back on criticism tariffs could lead to higher prices for U.S. consumers. Federal prosecutors in California just announcing a man agrees to plead guilty to unsafely operating a drone that collided with a firefighting aircraft during the deadly Palisades fire in L.A. Fire officials say there's no evidence it was intentional. He could have faced up to a year in prison under the plea deal. He'll do community service and wildfire relief and pay restitution for the damage, more than $60,000. America is listening to Fox News.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks VapoStick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick. And it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks VapoStick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And when you need more comfort for yourself, try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks vapors. Use as directed. VapoStick for use ages 4 and up. Vapo Shower Max use for adults only.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Weather.
Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
A mix of clouds and sunshine. Still a chance of a couple of scattered showers, maybe a rumble of thunder, but a lot of time will be rain-free. 53 for the high. Tonight, some clouds, 33. Saturday, opening up the new month, partly sunny and 53. Sunday, Groundhog Day, partly sunny, 64 Sunday afternoon. Sunday is also the midway point of winter. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Stewart's American Mortgage and the Bagel Loan, 314-324-4440. 314-324-4440. What the heck is a bagel loan? That's a fair question. Why would you name a mortgage loan off of a breakfast pastry? Is it a pastry? A bread? Whatever.
I don't think it's a pastry.
Bagel is
A bagel is just a bagel.
Bakery item.
Fair.
It looks like a zero, which is how much you pay in closing costs.
Very, very good.
That's one thing I do know. Bagels look like zeros. And if you get your mortgage, your initial mortgage for your new home, or if you take the current mortgage that you have right now and you refinance, maybe you're taking some home equity out to fix something at the house, to pay down some debt, I don't know, to pay for college or something, I don't know. You can talk to Stewie about how you can use a refinance or your initial mortgage purchase to get it done without having to pay any closing costs, lower your rate possibly. Whatever your circumstances are, Stewie's going to position you in the best possible way for your finances. 314-324-4440, 314-324-4440. Google the Bagel Loan, NMLS number 226715.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-700-6898. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-700-6898. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-700-6898. 800-700-6898 or biglou.com.
January is a great time to practice your 2A skills at the Range St. Louis West, the only NSSF 5-star shooting range in St. Louis County. Right now, you have a chance to win a custom range-themed hockey jersey and a pair of tickets to a Blues game by playing their Shoots and Scores promo all this month. Go visit them at 14803 Manchester Road in Baldwin. You can shop online anytime at therangestl.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and X. I'll see you at the range.
If better health, more energy, and detoxing your body are some of your priorities this year, get Active Liver today and start the year off knowing you're giving your liver some well-deserved relief. You can find Active Liver in stores at your local CVS or online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com.
Hey, it's Mark Reardon. If you're nearing retirement or already retired, call my friends Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw with the Retirement Advisory Group. They'll show you how linking to the market is much safer than owning the market for your retirement savings. They're the official financial advisors of my show. Go to retirementkey.com.
97.1 FM Talk presents Talk in Action, where we shine a spotlight on local charities making a difference in our community. Join us as we give back and connect neighbors in need. Visit 971talk.com/talkinaction to learn more.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Oh, happy Friday to you. It is so grateful. 2:07 on a Friday afternoon, of course. And we are excited to be with you today. We have been talking all week, this week, about our scholarship fund that we are establishing to help local kids access a Lutheran education. Our goal is $15,000, and I'm very excited to announce to you, at least as of my last update, that we have raised $16,216, and I'm so honored to be a part of that. Thank you from the very bottom of my heart here on our show with our station. You guys really stepped up, and I'm just very honored to have been the go-between to bring this to these kids. So if you're interested in still donating, Lisa with an E, lisastl.org/Annie. It's just a really, really cool day. And it's fun to be a part of something like this. We always get this feeling when we do our diaper drive it's usually like September maybe, our annual food drive with Ruler Foods in December around the holiday season. And you guys are just the best. I think we have the best listeners out there here on 97.1, and I'm grateful to be able to do what we do here. The YouTube live chat poll: should Annie let Wiggins trim her hair if we meet our goal? Yes or no? Here's another piece of paper. We've been doing this throughout the course of the day. You have the opportunity to vote right now on the poll, yes or no, if we should allow Ryan to do it. Now, we have almost 300 votes on the poll today. Really? And I said he could trim my hair an inch, and we had to determine that I will provide the scissors and that he only sticks to an inch and that the inch is the bottom inch of my hair.
Oh, boy.
And so we're practicing on paper here, and so he cuts an inch off the bottom of the paper, and it's getting bigger.
He's going the wrong way.
It's 2.5 inches.
How about if it's just an inch overall? Like this part's about 2, but this part's less than an inch.
No.
Like
No.
maybe it's a little wavy. Have you ever
Red
wanted
pen
wavy
grade
hair?
this.
You don't cut hair into being wavy.
That's not the way I understand it.
Well, you were wrong, just like you were wrong about that inch that you just cut off. That is 2.5 times as big as it's supposed to be. You're going to have to, all weekend, I'm going to talk to my best friend and make sure that Mrs. Wiggins gets you in line. Because this is going to happen next week if it happens.
Yeah. Look, I don't lie about measurements. I don't try to inflate. I look and I cut. And that's what's going to be happening next week, assuming the vote goes the way that I want it to go.
We're up to 16,450.
16,450.
Keep going, guys. This is great.
The bet was we had to meet our goal by the end of the show, and you've done that. And you also have to, on the poll, vote yes. If we meet the goal and the people say no, it doesn't have to happen. Jackie says don't do it, Annie. There are some people out here who are very not trusting of you.
I don't know why they would be. I have done nothing ever to betray anyone's trust, even in my personal life, ever. So you should trust me with this. What?
Kel comments, nah, don't cut Annie's hair. Have her eat a Carolina Reaper or something. I would prefer the haircut, thanks. Don't need to eat a Carolina Reaper.
Let's just do both.
No, you can eat it.
You eat the, how about we'll each do our part. You eat the pepper, I'll cut your hair.
Mm-hmm. It's America Day. We're doing Lutheran School Spirit Week here, and it's America Day, and we're going to do the be or not the be here a little bit. Why don't you, Ryan, explain for the people how you have, we should have like a patriotic music going here. I didn't think about that. When you're like, I want to go as hard America as I possibly can, what have you put together for us?
Like that I'm wearing? I'm assuming?
No, tell us about what's in your soul.
Well, I didn't know. I'll tell you what's in my soul second. First, I'll tell you what's in my on my body. I don't know why I put it that way. First, I'm wearing a MAGA hat, and this MAGA hat is a newer one because you can tell because it says both 45 and 47 on it. This was given to me by the St. Clair County GOP, so that's cool. And then I'm wearing a USA jersey. USA basketball. I'm assuming this is like 1992. This is a primetime jersey.
That looks original Dream Team.
And I don't know that this is like an actual jersey, but it's from that era. It's not a reproduction. And look who's on the back. It is Mr.
Sir Charles
Barkley, number 14. I don't know if he was 14 in the NBA, but he was 14 on the USA team. And then under my jersey, I'm wearing the biggest, boldest flag shirt I could possibly find. So I went all the way, and it has a collar too, so I had to pop the collar over the jersey. And I think I am getting a lot of looks. When I walk out and I get a drink in between segments, people are looking at me a little bit, but they also go, meh.
That's a brand.
Yeah.
What about? Do you want to explain Brad's get up here? Or you want Brad to do it?
Brad. So I went gaudy and kind of just way over the top. Like you wouldn't ever actually see somebody wearing this. Brad, you look like a dude out of like Patriot magazine, whatever that is, because you look like you're modeling real clothes that somebody was like, look, I freaking love America, and I not only want you to know it, I want you to love it. And you look like that guy on page 3 next to the index telling you what's going to be in the magazine.
Like in the airplane magazine?
Patriot magazine.
Patriot magazine. You want to look at his watch. Look at that. You got it down, man. So he is wearing, unless you want to do this.
No, go for it, Ryan.
He's wearing a sweatshirt with, what does it say? I can't actually see.
It says USA.
Oh, it's a weird font.
Well, it's because
the red at the bottom.
I
got you. Oh, I see it. Okay, USA with the full contiguous 48 states with the American flag, and then not only that, but just the sleeves are flags, so you know he's for real. Then he puts on the headband. Now you were wearing the shirt earlier, but when you came in the studio, he put on the headband. It's a full red and white striped and stars and stripes headband with aviators. To cap the whole thing off.
Blue mirrored aviators.
Yeah. So you got the look. And now, may I introduce Miss Annie Frey. If you're not watching, this is the part where you should be, because she just changed while I was monologuing into a full Statue of Liberty. I didn't know you had that.
I know. This is as hardcore America as I could get.
It doesn't get much more America
Unless
than
you
that.
actually lit that torch on fire.
It is.
You're right.
It's ablaze in perpetuity, just like freedom in this land that we love.
Keep going.
Give me your tired and your weary. That's
and your huddled masses.
And your huddled masses. And your, anyway.
Yeah.
All right, America. You want to be or not to be?
Be or not to be. Let's go.
Wiggins. Oh, Wiggins. The bee or not the bee.
Timothy says, Annie, that's a Liberty Tax mascot outfit.
No, it is not. I need to be shorter because I've got the...
It's cutting off your crown.
Crown? These are the windows in the crown?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is you can get this costume at Johnny Brock's.
Did you get it there?
Yes. Yes, I did.
It's a strong representation of America.
My daughter was the Statue of Liberty for Halloween, and my son was Donald Trump. And I said to my daughter, I'm like, can we get that in a size that I can fit in just in case? And here we are.
Just in case. You never know.
All right. Here we go. It's the be or not to be. These are headlines that are either fake from the Babylon Bee or they are real. You have to tell me which is which. First one. Senators pause RFK hearing to announce this next round of questions is brought to you by Pfizer.
I'm going to go with the B.
I'm going to say the B.
And that is correct. Mr. Kennedy argued that drug companies sponsoring a confirmation hearing for a health secretary violated ethics rules, but his complaints fell on deaf ears. Quote, "It's clear you don't want Pfizer sponsoring the Senate because you hate medicine and want children to die," said Senator Sheldon Whitehouse. "I think we've heard enough."
Oh, man. The Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren portions of the RFK Jr. hearing were popping.
The Bernie Sanders one was really good. I thought the Elizabeth Warren one was good in that she sounded like she kind of knew what she was talking about and was questioning him on things that were, both of them were talking over my head. And it was like I was being educated as I was listening to it. I had to give her a little credit for that. All right, next one. Panic after ice cream truck mistaken for ice truck. ICE, Immigration Customs Enforcement.
What kind of music was it playing?
I will tell you once you tell me whether this is the B or not the B.
That maybe real-ish?
Panic after ice cream truck mistaken for ice truck.
Well, I'm venturing real just because people are panicking.
Yeah. I think it's the B, though.
Annie is correct. This story is a real story.
No way. Was it
a Las Vegas ice cream truck has been caught up in a social media furor after being mistaken for an Immigration and Customs Enforcement vehicle.
Using the word furor.
A now deleted TikTok video, in that video, a woman posted, "Please be on the lookout for ice cream trucks. They play music to get people to come outside. This is actually so sick."
Buy overpriced
But
Oreo sandwiches.
she thought this actual ice cream truck was tricking people into coming outside by playing the music.
So it wasn't a
Are
joke.
tricking people into coming outside.
Well,
It
this
does
one
feel
wasn't.
a little bit like a trick.
The owner of the ice cream truck told 8 News Now in Las Vegas, "I'm an ice cream man. That's it."
I swear. Got bomb pops. What?
She already said, "Get down, get down, get down." All right, next one. I don't really care, Margaret. Merchandise sales expected to exceed $1 billion annually.
Billion?
Billions.
I was going to say real, but billion's a lot. Real.
I'm going to say B because it says annually.
It is the B.
Okay.
As soon as the new meme-worthy quote dropped,
I would too.
During Vice President J.D. Vance's interview with CBS News reporter Margaret Brennan, merchandise companies launched full speed into the production of T-shirts, bumper stickers, coffee mugs, and more. Some analysts predicted the new "I really don't care, Margaret" merch would blow away records previously set by Let's Go Brandon products. That was the B, but it sounded so real I had to use it.
It could be.
Do you feel you're wearing a Trump hat right now, so this is kind of a weird time to ask this question, but let's say in like a year or maybe by the end of this year, do you feel like wearing not necessarily the Make America Great Again hat, but like just Trump stuff? Do you think people are going to do that less because he's won, he can't win again? It's kind of like you're not moving on, but you don't need to show it as much because the guy, I mean, to me, this is like a scoreboard moment. He's the president. Yeah. He's doing his president thing. Do you think we'll see less merch or more?
I don't think we'll see any less. I don't know if it'll go up, but Trump is going to stay top of mind. He's going to be controversial. He's going to do things that cause people to want to say, no, that's my guy. I don't think people back down pretty much his whole 4 years. I could see it continuing as kind of a movement after Trump.
That's kind of where the next question, the follow-up question I would have goes is, how does this become something bigger than Trump? And I'm not interested in a Trump family dynasty running the country. I don't need Don Jr. to be the next president. Now, if he gets the nomination, and the other guy is Bernie Sanders or Kamala Harris, Don Jr. for president, but I'm not looking for that. So I'm wondering if the movement becomes more America First or MAGA. I don't know that you can perpetually make America great again.
I think the movement stays America First, but MAGA stays with Trump. I don't think MAGA will ever be anything else. And I think people for generations will wear that MAGA
I have a Reagan
stuff.
Bush 84 zip-up jacket. That had become trendy.
Yeah.
Maybe in the last couple years. It's a historical piece of imagery. I'm wondering if there's going to, I like Ike. Is that what it was or whatever? Like, there are certain political, historical things that are familiar over the course of time, but I don't know if there will ever be something more historically recognizable than a red MAGA hat.
Yeah, I don't know either. And I'm the guy that wears the Tippy Canoe and Tyler 2 jacket all the time. Next one. Federal workers Concerned that returning to office will interfere with them not working.
Real. The B.
The B.
That is the B. Trump's order was met with opposition from across the federal workforce. Quote, are they expecting all of us to just, come into the office and, do work? Asked Sheila Dobbins, an EPA administrative assistant. That's ridiculous. Requiring employees to do their jobs is an obvious abuse of power. We won't stand for it.
Did you guys see that that line from that? It was I think it was a Washington Post, maybe it was New York Times article where they were describing the workday of this one employee. Is like, well, I have to get up at 6 and get to the train, which is a 20-minute train ride to get into work by 8, and then get home, or then I get off at 3 and make it home by 5. And they were trying to make it seem like their day was so hard. I'm like,
Yeah, that's called a job.
Everybody does. Maybe minus the train, but.
In the words of Elizabeth Warren, boo-hoo. Yeah.
So sad.
You got another one?
I do.
Let's do one more.
People's ability to travel in question after Trump's passport renewal order specifies 2 genders.
Say that again?
People's ability to travel in question after Trump's passport renewal order specifies 2 genders.
So if they got a passport, and because wasn't one of the genders you could have be like X?
It was.
So if your passport says your gender is X, does that nullify your passport?
These are the questions of our time.
Well, I say this real.
I'm going to say it's real, too.
This is real. This is from Slate. It's scary.
Oh,
Is a
boy.
quote, by the way. It's scary.
We're required now. One Slate article a week.
It's scary, but I would also say it's really frustrating, said L, a 26-year-old transgender man who lives in the South. People like me are being defined out of existence. It's really a slap in the face calling us not really Americans. Which I'm not really sure that's
know where that came from.
It says a non-binary option was first offered to Americans all the way back in 2022. People affected by these new policies told Slate that while the changes were not unexpected, they were still deeply distressing.
YouTube live chat poll for today. Should I let Wiggins trim my hair? Since we've met our goal, we are at $16,450, which is amazing. Far past our $15,000 goal, which gets us to $10,000 match. So we have a scholarship now established that is over $26,000, which is amazing. Kate left a message here. You can come vote on the poll, and if it's a yes vote, I will let him trim my hair 1 inch, Ryan. Kate left a comment there. Why don't you read it for us?
Okay, Kate says, Ryan being a typical male will probably go all out and do whatever he wants to your hair because he's so dominant.
Brad, read Kate's.
I think that's what she's meant to say.
Ryan, being a typical male, will claim that a half an inch is really an inch, so you won't lose much length.
All right. Yes or no, Annie Frey YouTube channel. Come vote and let us know. We've got 319 votes in so far. The yeses are the 50s, the no's in the 40s. If you want to save my hair, you got to get on there and vote. If you want to give Ryan the power to cut, you got to vote yes. We'll be right back.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on X at Annie Frey Show.
If they test me, they sorry. Riders up like a Harley, then pull off in this Ferrari. If he hanging, we banging.
Todd Sivia at SiviaLaw.com. When you work with Todd Sivia, you are working with the best in the area. He does Missouri, he does Illinois, and he is there to help guide you through your estate plan. Do you have elder law issues? Do you have complications with your estate? Maybe this has caused you to put it off a little bit, where you've got some farmland involved in your estate, or maybe you had an inheritance, or maybe you have what we could potentially refer to as outlaws in your family, and you want to make sure that you insulate your estate so that it does bless these people in your family, but you want to make sure those people don't get to it. They're complicated situations, and Todd Sivia has navigated so many of them. He is an expert. He understands real estate. He understands the law. He understands tax implications, and he will position you for the absolute best possible outcome for you. My husband and I trusted him with our estate and with our trust, and I encourage you to call Todd Sivia to trust him with yours as well. Start the conversation. 5 locations located in Missouri and Illinois. 833-995-WILL. 833-995-WILL. Do me a favor. When you give him a call, tell him Annie sent you as well. CiviaLaw.com.
Hey, Jimmy Fallon here with a quick listening tip for you. If you miss Fox Across America or any of your other Fox News favorites, do not worry. I got you covered. You can stream previously aired shows with Rewind, available exclusively on the free Odyssey app. So if you're busy work days, it doesn't mean you have to miss out on the news. Listen to your Fox shows on your time with Odyssey. To get started, just download the free Odyssey app and search for Fox News Radio. That's Odyssey, A-U-D-A-C-Y. I'm spelling it out in case you're a little slow like me.
Taxes was not knowing your full financial picture. Now Taxes is getting and maximizing your refund all in one place. Credit Karma, where a TurboTax expert can do your taxes for you. They'll get you the most money back, guaranteed. Then you can do more with all that money, all in Credit Karma. Now this is Taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. Get started today. See guarantee details at TurboTax.com/guarantees. Experts only available with TurboTax Live.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Level up the comfort of your home this winter with either free attic insulation or an air scrubber. With a new HVAC system installation from Air Comfort Service. For details and a free estimate, visit aircomfortservice.com.
News that's on time. On your time. Download the Odyssey app and dip in whenever you want. And stay on top of what's happening. 97.1 FM Talk on the Odyssey app.
I'm hot, you're cold. You go around like you know who I
This is the Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on X at Annie Frey Show.
I'm slipping into the lava, and I'm drinking from going under. Baby, you don't need to push it harder, 'cause I'm burning up for you, baby.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Thank you for being with us this afternoon. Happy Friday. LisaSTL.org/Annie. We've met our goal. We can still accept donations, so don't stop now if you're planning on doing it to get us across the finish line at the end of the show. We made it in the 1 o'clock hour, which is awesome and wild. We're over $16,000 raised so far, and we've got the match. LisaSTL.org/Annie. It's America Day here on the Annie Frey Show. I'm dressed as the Statue of Liberty. I can't wear headphones right now because my crown is in the way.
Okay, well, I'm just going to play some sound. Isn't that funny?
No.
Yeah, Annie's not wearing her headphones.
Yeah, exactly. It was the old Hannah joke. How much of the hearings are you listening to? Are you trying to consume every ounce of it? Are you just going through clips? What are you thinking?
No, I really am. I'm trying to pay as much attention to these as I can. I've really enjoyed them. It's odd because most of the time with these hearings, you want to hear kind of the big moments.
Mm-hmm.
You want to get that sound bite, the entertaining part that cuts through, not for radio, just because that's what's interesting. And then, of course, we will usually play that stuff because it's interesting. With these hearings, though, I've wanted to listen to RFK, what he had to say about what he would do in that job, why Democrats hate him, and that also tells you why he'd be good at it.
Yeah.
Tulsi Gabbard's the same way, although I got to see the least of hers. I got to go back and listen to a lot of hers. I listened to her full opening statement, which I really enjoy it because they're giving you their mission statement, which is why we like these people, because they're not business as usual. And the same with Kash Patel.
Senator Grassley and Senator Kennedy, they were at the Kash Patel hearing.
Mr. Chairman, before we go to lead, Mr. Chairman. Yes, what do you want? I love this guy. Mr. Chairman, I'm like Senator Tillis. I mean, if we're going to start this, I want an extra 3 minutes. Well, now, my friend Senator Klobuchar went 3 minutes over.
So, here what you're saying is the chairman wasn't a very good chairman by not shutting her up. But I've gone through this before, and I think I know how to handle it. And get
I think you're a star-spangled awesome chairman. I just want to say that for the record. But if you're going to let somebody over there go 3 minutes over, I want my extra 3 minutes.
Well, let's see if it's abused by anybody else before we make that decision.
I'm just telling you, I'm going to abuse it.
Well, I'm not going to let you abuse.
What is this? These two old farts, I love every bit of them. And honestly, when you see this happening between these two senators, I really think that Senator Kennedy is really just making a point for future. I mean, I don't know. Like, he's saying, okay, Klobuchar, she went over, and who else did he say went over? But like, let's tighten it up. Let's get it back to where it needs to be, because all these people are doing are berating Kash Patel anyway. I heard somebody else. I heard people talking about. I think it was on X. It was a conversation on X, and I don't think that the person who was talking about this in a thread, I don't think that they were like a on TV personality. But it was an interesting conversation, and they were talking about how upside down they feel that the setup for these hearings, how upside down it is, because you've got this one person there. Maybe it was Clay Travis. I don't know. You've got the person whose hearing it is sitting lower and in the center of this circle of senators who are, I think he said they were being blowhards about everything, where you're like glorifying them, then you're berating them, then you're glorifying them and you're berating them. And the whole thing is just a opportunity for the senators to do their own thing, to get their own social media clip. And in the meanwhile, it's a very sympathetic place. Like, whoever the person is, the nominee, it's very easy to watch that and find yourself looking at that person with some sort of sympathy. Like, you look at that and you're like, regardless of which side they're on, it's just a pretty high intensity thing for them to sit and go through. But at the same time, it's important for us, because at first I thought, yeah, that's right. I would like to see it the other way. But when I thought about that, I was trying to be self-critical, and I thought, you know what, I think that's just the way I feel because it's Trump's nominee. So I'm predisposed to like the nominee. Those are my people in there because I voted for the guy who nominated them. And really, the circle of people who are elevated in front of this nominee should represent me and you and the taxpayer and the voter from all across the country, which elevates the position of the American individual and the American electorate in front of this person who must be reminded that they are there to serve the people. But then the senators make it about themselves. So it's like, I don't think that the converse of it, I don't think the elevation of this nominee should understand that they are under great pressure to answer and work on behalf of the American people. But then you have the senators who go up there and they do what they do. I don't know that you're ever going to fix it, but I just thought that the whole visual of it and the process, is there a better way to do it? Is there anything about it that you absolutely hate?
Well, in the information age that we live in now, the hearings aren't really necessary. I'm not saying we shouldn't do them. I still think that we should. But no senator is going into that room genuinely trying to find something out. In eras past, this was probably an opportunity for people to sit down and actually ask these people questions and hear.
Because you wouldn't have a whole catalog of social media archives, digital archives of everything that every person ever did, ever said.
Yes.
All of that.
Up to the second.
Completely. And you can just like type it in and it just is produced for you. So there's
Yeah.
so much information that you can research before you go into these things. I still think it's important, though, that a nominee has to answer for those
I
things.
do, too.
Because people can change. People can evolve. Things can change. That's an interesting thought. Like, what percentage of Senate votes are up in the air before a hearing starts, and what percentage go from a yes vote to a no vote to a yes vote?
I would think it's virtually zero. I would be surprised if anybody changed their vote because of the hearing. Now, I'm not saying something can't drop like they did on Pete Hegseth. The last second, they bring in some random thing, like try to Kavanaugh him or whatever, and really blow the thing up. But that's all because of public perception. They're trying to use perception to influence those votes, not the hearing.
Well, I would even say, though, I kind of take an opposite stance in this. I think these hearings are necessary in the media age because it's so easy. Less so now because of things like community notes, but it's so easy to shape the media and present the picture you wanted to see. I listened to a lot of the RFK hearing because that was I turned that on in the office while I was prepping for the show yesterday, and what I heard is these senators would take a line out of a podcast out of context, but then Kennedy was able to offer context to that misquoted line or misused line or whatever. The thing is, that may not change the senator's mind, but the people that are watching it, that'll change their minds, and then they can then put, pressure on their senators like, hey, look, you're wrong on this. I need you to vote for this guy.
Well, we'll have votes on these individual nominees. Probably next week, I would think.
Yeah.
And I said this yesterday at the start of the show. When it comes to the positions of like Transportation Secretary and Secretary of Defense, both Pete Hegseth and Sean Duffy, kind of wild that those are the two of the maybe four that had been officially approved and sworn in, and then you have a Black Hawk helicopter crashing into a jet airliner, a major transportation tragedy that involves military training sessions and everything, and it's important that those people are in place to maneuver those situations. And I don't see any reason why we were talking about this off air. I don't see any reason why these nominees aren't confirmed. I think they will be. Maybe J.D. Vance breaks a tie. It doesn't matter if they're in. They're in.
Watching the last week's hearings, Pete Hegseth, Doug Burgum, who else might Bessent? Was that one? Bessent.
Treasury.
I liked him. I thought, this is good, especially Pete Hegseth. This week, I actually got really excited about these people being in these offices because we're talking about such transformational changes that, Brad, you kind of said this. Mm-hmm. This is why the hearings are important, is because you get to see people who are set up. They're there to make bold reformations to their agencies. The people who are trying to stop them want them to make zero reformations to their agencies. And that's the crux of the argument going back and forth. So I've actually gotten more excited about these nominees this week than I did even last week.
Well, we're going to continue to cover it here on 97.1. We are grateful to be your source of fun and entertainment, but mostly information. So we appreciate you being with us. And next week we will be on top of it once again. Before we take a quick break here, a couple more donor comments that have come in to our scholarship fund. We are over $16,000 now. William Stager said, went to St. Patrick in Wentzville in early 70s and shared the school bus with the Lutheran school. 45-minute bus ride on mostly gravel roads. Great times and memories. Don Cruz said, good show with Dana Perino. Jake does a wonderful job with the kids. Deborah and Douglas Rutt, we are happy to support the cause and appreciate the effort to provide scholarships. Thank you, everybody who has reached out to us, who has taken this as part of your mission out there. This is certainly is a mission. We're grateful for the opportunity to do it. All right, we're going to find out when we come back. About 2:55, we'll close down the poll. If it's a yes, then probably, I guess, next week we will get the trimmers out and let Ryan trim my hair 1 inch. 1 inch. If you vote no and the no's win on the poll, I don't have to do it. So you go to the Annie Frey YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/@AnnieFry, and in the live chat portion of the live broadcast there, you can vote in the poll. We'll be right back.
Attack, a mighty sucker punch came flying in from somewhere in the back. Soon as we could see.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on X @Annie Frey Show.
Like the 4th of July. Hey, Uncle Sam, put your name at the top of his list, and the Statue of Liberty started shaking her fist, and the eagle will fly, and it's gonna be here when you hear Mother Freedom start ringing her bell, and it'll feel like the whole wide world is raining down on you. Brought to you courtesy of the red, white, and blue.
Michael's Flooring Outlet, online at igotfloored.com. A long-standing, wonderful partner with us here at 97.1 FM Talk. We're so grateful to be able to bring great people to you. And when it comes to flooring in St. Louis, we love the family-owned and operated business at Michael's Flooring Outlet. As I said, you can find them online at igotfloored.com, but you can also visit them in-store if you're going shopping this weekend to maybe touch, feel, walk on, experience that flooring you might be investing in. How about visiting them in St. Charles County on Main Street in Old Town St. Peters at Mid Rivers and Highway 70, or you can visit them in West County on Olive Boulevard, just 1 mile off 270 West on Olive. You can also visit a Michael's Flooring Outlet location in Darien Prairie. The details are online at igotfloored.com for you to visit the one that's closest to you, but you can also request an estimate there. You can also learn and read reviews of customers who have used Michael's Flooring Outlet. You can learn about their experiences. People trust Michael's. They have for decades in this city, and you can as well. igotfloored.com.
You've listened to 97.1 FM Talk. You've heard of Doug Voss of Voss Financial and Safe Money Radio, as he has been a staple as the financial expert on the station for many years. You can hear him on Safe Money Radio several times a weekend right here on 97.1 FM Talk. And you can talk to Doug Voss directly. Here's his number. Call Doug at 844-676-SAFE. That is 844-676-7233. Doug Voss is a registered representative. Securities offered through D.H. Hill Securities, LLLP. Member FINRA and SIPC.
Now Taxes is using Credit Karma, where a TurboTax expert can do your taxes for you. They'll get your refund so you can do more with it right in Credit Karma. Now this is taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. See guaranteed details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Experts only available with TurboTax Live.
Right now, be the ninth caller at 314-241-9797, 314-241-9797 to win Jason Aldean tickets. You will get a pair of tickets to the show at Hollywood Casino Amphitheater on July 19th. Here's the phone number one more time, 314-241-9797. We have confirmed that you do have to be a fan to win. Don't just call. We want you to enjoy the show.
What number?
Ninth caller.
All right.
314-241-9797. Good luck. Oh, the time check. 2:43. This time check. Sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
Good afternoon. It's Mark Reardon. Very few answers, a lot of allegations when it comes to the crash at Reagan National last night. John Reed, who's a local veteran pilot, aviation journalist, is going to join us at 3:25. We also had the Kash Patel hearings on Capitol Hill, and our own Eric Schmidt was a big star in those. We'll have audio and details all coming up after Fox News at 3.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on X at Annie Frey Show.
Heroes proved in liberating strife. Who more than self their country loved, and mercy more than life. America, America, make God thy gold refined. Success be nobleness, and ever again divine. And you know, when I was in school, we used to sing something like
Nick sends us a message on our YouTube live chat and says, apparently I've missed something significant. Why? What?
Yeah, if you didn't know and you came and you heard us playing that song and Toby Keith in the last one, and you saw us wearing as much Americana as you could, you'd be like, what happened? Well, it's the sesquicentennial. That's what happened.
Not yet.
Or what? That's not the name of it, is it?
Yeah,
is
I think
it the
that's
Sesqua?
right.
Yeah, I think you got
Did I
it
get
right.
it?
I think you nailed
man,
it
I
the
shouldn't
first
have
time.
questioned it.
I'm avoiding saying the word because I'm afraid it's going to come out wrong.
Well, I did a pretty good job then.
I know you did. Maybe you'll be our official What?
Oh my gosh.
Sasquatch
This is so embarrassing for you
Sasquatch-tennial.
after I just nailed it.
I know it is. That's why I've been trying not to say it. Kind of rude of you to bring it up and put me on the spot like that.
It's the sesquicentennial.
Sesquicentennial.
Yeah, it is. That's what it's called.
This has really been your finest hour, Ryan. This is peak.
Yeah.
This is it.
Well,
What's
the
it like
sad
from up
thing
there?
is, it doesn't get any better.
Could you explain what that is?
What's that?
Sesquicentennial?
Yeah, Ethan. Sesquicentennial.
Let's talk about our outfits here. It's America Day or America Day, especially if you see the boys in the room here. Spirit Week. We decided.
150.
What?
One person said it's 150 years.
No.
it's 250.
250. Your outfit, Ryan, Brad's outfit. Have people definitively weighed in on who did better today? Because you guys are maybe tied for first, unless I came in strong.
I don't know.
I
mean, you're the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, you have an actual costume.
I think she was fishing for that.
She's like what people think of when they think of the United States.
Guys, you guys did a really good job. You have a jersey on, and you have sunglasses on. I mean, she was really, I think, fishing for the, But look at me. I'm in the Statue of Liberty costume. It did work. Because now we're talking about it.
Yeah.
How have you liked Ethan's shirts throughout the day? Do you notice he's been changing?
He's been working really hard.
Why have you been doing that?
Just wait to see if Jared goes back and watches this show and sees all his T-shirts.
You know what
Thank
Ethan
you,
told
Jared.
me? He said he used to have a ton of American shirts, like
and then
stuff.
became a communist.
Patriotic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, but that was all high school. And as you know, none of us can wear the same stuff we did in high school.
I said back when I was skinny.
Yeah.
Back when I was a skinny queen, I think are the exact words that I used.
Are you? You're still thin.
Not as thin.
Yeah, that's the way it goes.
I was super
See
skinny.
the earlier segment where I said I would like everything to go back before I had 4 kids, back to where it was. Would you get plastic surgery? Is there any would you rule out
not.
plastic surgery in your life?
I don't see a reason that I would need, unless I was in like a car accident or something, and it was like
like a
reconstruction. Yeah, restructure.
reconstructing, yeah.
I don't think I would. I'm not necessarily against it for some of the reasons you stated earlier. I think those were the best points I've ever heard someone make about plastic surgery.
Which ones?
Just regarding it being about, like you said, more so putting things back to how they were, but not to enhance beyond. Because I think a lot of times people use it as a self-esteem thing.
Yeah.
And if you need that for your self-esteem, then I think there's probably bigger issues going on.
Yeah, if I'm gonna invest in plastic surgery for myself, I'm going to try to restore what I have given of myself to bear 4 children. And like I said earlier, if you do that, you have to do it because I would have to do it because I want to do it. I mentioned something to my husband one time about it because I had a friend who they call it like a mommy makeover, and it's really just everything is down here, and they just kind of go whoop, and they put everything lift, tuck, pull, and this
they do the sound. I want to go to the one with the sound effects too.
Yeah.
Maybe
that could be your
maybe
job.
you
Maybe
could
wait
get
the whole
hired
time.
to be that person.
What are you working on now, doctor?
I'm not getting that procedure done.
What was that one for?
Hey, if you need it, I'm not here to judge you.
I'm not either. I'm going to go to somebody who just does whatever they want. He'd be a spastic surgeon.
A what?
He's making stuff up, Ethan. This hole, he just digs down deeper. There's no crawling out of it.
I take great pride in trying to get as much of the stuff that goes on inside of Ryan Wiggins' brain out into words.
It's a very dangerous endeavor.
I'm extracting.
The YouTube live chat poll for today: should I let Wiggins trim my hair if we meet our goal? Yes is currently in the 50s. No is currently in the 40s. I don't know if we're gonna get. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pull it back into the no area here, but it's 351 votes on a Friday. It's pretty good.
Good vote. So what? As far if this ends up passing, if this becomes a yes, do we know where we're going from here? When is this going to happen? Is
Next
this going to
week.
be live on air?
Next week. I don't know if we'll do it live on air. We
Or
might
is
do
this
a
gonna be
video.
video? Okay.
I just I have to. What my boss would say is, you still have to do good radio, and I don't know how good the radio is of him going snip on my hair.
Our boss is so oppressive.
I know, he's always caring about the on-air product.
Yeah. Hope you guys have a great show today. It's
Yeah.
like, leave me alone.
We want to do everything visual, though. So make sure that you do subscribe to the Annie Frey YouTube channel, because when we do it, we will put it up there. We'll give you a heads up, though, before. Maybe what we'll do is we'll do a video of it, and maybe we'll run a premiere on it on our YouTube channel.
Oh, that'll be good.
So if you we should do one of those like confessional things like they do on where,
like the real world.
Yeah, well, it's like where you sit there and you like talk through it, like this is what I was thinking. I don't know how to produce that, but maybe if we could come up with a way, if we knew anybody who was in the industry who could help us get through it.
We actually did that in the show that I produced for PBS.
Well, there you go. We'll just use that one.
Okay.
Getting to 15,000. Realistically, when Ryan, I told you that this is what we're going to do and we're going to raise $15,000, your thoughts?
I thought you overshot it, honestly. I thought this is going to be tough. I actually started thinking, well, how do we message if we don't hit it? Because I thought the chances of us, based on the money that we raised at food drives and diaper drives, which is always amazing, because we don't have a goal. You know, it's just sort of whatever we can do is what we do. And having raised close to or slightly over $7,000 in cash donations in December, it was amazing.
And that's including all the food and everything that we.
And that's, to me, that was, I thought that's going to be easier to do because we're in person. People are coming out. Everybody's kind of festive.
It's a really tangible thing. Like it's a right then, right now. You're part of something.
Food.
You feel it.
Yeah. And you know exactly what you're doing. This is to educate somebody who you may not know and you may not ever meet, but you will give them a Lutheran, a Christian education. And, you know, I thought it's a great cause. I just don't know if at this point on Friday, if we'd be really scraping and really asking still, or if we'd be like we are now, which is already hit the goal. I thought the chances of us hitting it early were impossible.
Also, I was willing to shoot for 15 and overachieve the 5,000 initial mark that we had kind of discussed. I was really, because it's not an arbitrary number. There's an extra $10,000 match that comes with it. I was willing to shoot for that and just see how close we could get.
Did you think we'd do it?
I thought we could do it. I'm not going to say I thought we would do it. I am overjoyed that we were able to pull this off.
If my opinion matters at all, I never doubted you for a second, Annie Frey.
Oh, see, that's why Ethan's the greatest.
From having done, fundraisers in the past, I thought if we could get to a little over 10,000 by today,
I'd feel good about it.
Then we had a really good shot. And when you said today, I think we started at a little over 11. I said, oh, we got a real good shot then.
I want to read this.
A lot of people like to come in last minute.
Yeah. I want to read this comment by our friend John Canavera. I was involved in Lutheran education as a member and board of Christian education at Peace Lutheran Church in Lemay, Missouri. At the same time, I served on the school board of Green Park Lutheran School. It's a great school in South St. Louis County. My son attended preschool at Peace Lutheran and K-8 at Green Park. He also graduated from Lutheran South education. My late wife and my choice of Lutheran education was one of the best things we ever did. So if you take anything away from this, and if you weren't able to donate because you're somebody who might need to have the assistance of a scholarship opportunity that we're able to perform or to provide here as we came together as a community, please go to lisastl.org/Annie and learn about the opportunities that exist and the accessibility that is there financially to help you. And again, all of these different schools that are all over, it's like almost 40 schools in the bi-state region, they all have different unique ways of handling tuition. So learn about them. Find one that's near you. Go visit them. Call them. Tell them you heard about them on the Annie Frey Show and see what they have to offer you. Grandparents, if you have the means to make this possible for your grandchildren, talk to your kids about helping make that possible. A lot of people want to save and everything for college education. I will fund my kids' Lutheran education through high school before I will put a penny into their college savings account, because I know above everything that their religious, their Christian exposure in these formative years is worth every penny, worth every minute of sacrifice that I have to make to do it. 361 votes in the YouTube live chat poll.
It is time. Should Annie let Wiggins trim her hair if we meet our goal? The final results.
Results.
Rirudo?
58% say yes.
Yes! I can't believe how many people came to your defense.
Oh!
But we still got there. Thank you very much. We did it.
42% say no. Annie will get her hair cut by Ryan Wiggins, and Annie will shave Ryan Wiggins'
I will
beard.
oversee the shaving of the beard. I'm not touching him.
She will shave it.
Ryan, will you be good to me?
I don't know.
Oh. All right, I'll buy you dinner.
Okay.
I'll buy Katie dinner. I'll buy Mrs. Wiggins dinner. How about that?
Yeah, I'll be great to you.
You folks are the best. You're the absolute best out there. Thank you so much for your generosity, your compassion, your kindness. LisaSTL.org/Annie for more information. The Mark Reardon Show next.
Extreme cold weather coming in through St. Louis this mid-January probably. If you're having issues with your furnace, give me a call. If you were told you need a new furnace, without a question, give me a call. You'll be happy you did. We're all the same when it comes to like buying a furnace and air conditioner, just like with pretty much anything else. If you're like me, I want a furnace that heats, and in the heat of summer, I want an air conditioner that works. Pretty much simple. So is a more high-efficient air conditioner or a more high-efficient furnace give me more heat, more cooling? No, it doesn't at all. It gives you the exact same. So with that being said, you need to call me. Bart Inman, one easy number, Missouri and Illinois, 314-293-2600. Again, 314-293-2600, or you can do the online thing, and it's Bart Inman, Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com. God bless.
If you're planning to sell and also buy a home in the near future, I know what you're going through. Gloria Lou with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty knows selling and buying your next home at the same time can be tricky, especially in our area. Hey, Mark Cox here. If you need to sell and buy at the same time, this is for you. Gloria Lou has several great options for her home sellers, including her Sell and Stay program. That gets you the most money possible for your current home and allows you to stay put until you find your next home. No more stress, worries, or hassles. Gloria Lou makes selling your St. Louis area home easy, and she's been doing this for more than 21 years. Why risk working with an average realtor when you can work with the best? The name to remember is Gloria Lou of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Call Gloria today at 314-325-6888 or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com, 314-325-6888 or GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
Conditions apply. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
I'm getting older. Do I need to